Just going to quickly write down what time I began this at, which was 31 minutes, so I can highlight it for later. But we're going to go through the jungle role. Now, the jungle role is one of these where you are the rotation master. You are the support. You're like an additional support in essence, but you're the more aggressive support. You're the one that's looking to kill, to farm, to get big, to get strong. So we'll take a jungler for this one that's just kind of basic and all round and everybody plays, I guess. What's a normal sort that we normally see starting off? Well, let's go Mercury. Because I can actually play Mercury a little bit. Now, with jungles and how they start and how they play, what you'll find is that all junglers generally build one of two starting item sets at the moment. It's normally Bomber's Mask or Death's Toll. Now, there's two reasons. There's a reason for both. Some are good for either of them. It just depends on the game you're in and what you're looking to do in that game. So what you're going to see is, like, for example, Death's Toll is very good if you're in the solo queue and you're not going to be sharing gold and you want to try and get ahead early. You want to try and abuse that Death's Toll because it'll increase your damage during the early stages and give you some extra sustain. However, if you fall behind, the Death's Toll does fall off and cause a lot of issues compared to a Bomber's Mask. So if we see like Bomber's Mask here, going to give you regeneration consistently wherever you go with the 10 MP5. But on top of that, you're going to get extra damage, and also, you know, you're going to be able to clear camps and get some heals back from that as well. So this is the sort I would advise for a new player to start, is the Bomber's Mask. And then the decision here is either Hog 1 or Hog 2. Now, the difference between Hog 1 and Hog 2, the amount of damage it does, still the same. However, you can see that the cooldown is 30 seconds shorter. And it still hits 3 creeps. So the cooldown being 30 seconds short means it's going to be up more often than not, which means you can help clear your jungle a little bit quicker or help clear a lane. But what could you get in place? Well, you can go for boots, or you could go for more potions and such. So for this one, though, we're going to go for the Hog 2 start, just so we've got quicker clear. We're going to pick up a health potion, just in case we need it, and a ward, because wards are good. Now, your job, as one thing to always note, you're always going to start at your... Is it the right? No, it's not. You're always going to start on your solo lane side of the map, at the camp on the solo lane side. If you don't know the solo lane by now, it's the shorter lane of the two. The distance between these two towers is shorter than the distance between these two towers on the left-hand side. So you always start on the shorter side. Now, what happens at the start is you'll be soloing your buff on your own, generally when you start on this side, depending on which side of the map you start on. This is the side where you'll be doing the solo start. And what you'll be doing is you'll be doing this. Meanwhile, your mid laner and your solo lane will be doing this camp here, the experience camp, as we learned from mid lanes, and then doing this camp. So we're going to start our buff off, bring it down as quick as we can, get the experience from this, and then after you've done this buff, you're going to rotate to the blue buff, and you help out your solo laner in doing their blue buff and bringing that down to make sure you reach level 2 nice and quick. Now in this instance, I'm not going to be able to do this because we've got a bot in the game, so I'm just going to ignore this buff and pretend that we got it. Now the next stage is you want to be staying in lane and try to push this wave out and helping your solo laner out during the early stages of the game, which is where they struggle. Now depending on the jungle you play in this lane, depends how aggressive you can go or how defensive you have to be, depending on your wave clear and how aggressive they want to be. Like, she really went aggressive at the overdo it again. I'm just going to bring him into tower and pick myself up a kill here because that was a mistake from him. So the whole job of being in this lane is to soak up some experience. And the... Well, okay. To soak up some experience, basically, and try and get yourself and your solo laner a chance to get themselves started off in the game. Now, in this case, obviously, my solo laner is not here, so I'm going to level up a little bit quicker. Now, there's two reasons for doing this. One, your solo laner needs a little bit of help during the early stages, just to get himself going and get his basic skills so he can clear effectively. The other reason is to get yourself to around level 4, because if you try and clear your whole jungle right at the start, it's going to take you a very long time to do so. And then also, it means that when that jungle's down, you're not going to hit level 5 if you do a full clear. So you want to make sure you're level 5 by the time you've done the full rotation. So what do I mean then by that? Well, now you're going to go to these camps at the back, do your experience camp, as we see me do here. Should have just popped it to a little bit earlier here. And bring this camp down as quick as we can. Now, depending on your jungler, obviously you're going to max a different skill over another skill, but we'll talk about skills and junglers are different. It's just about the role. Now, while you're doing this clear, you want to be keeping an eye on the lanes, because this is your job to keep an eye on the lanes at all times, right? And see what's going on in the game. This ward should have really been placed down, but because there was no invader stuff, I didn't really worry about that at this stage. So you notice I've not used the hog. Now the hog I should have probably used in lane if I needed to, and it would have been off cooldown by the time I got here. This is my speed buff. Now if you notice my red buff's just about to run out. Now look at the timing of how I got over here just in time for my buff to be able to be refreshed on this camp. So we're going to bring down this, and after this camp I'm going to be level 5. Now the option here is, how's my health and mana? It's pretty good. I didn't get hurt too much in lane. Can I look for a gank opportunity? Well, in this case we can, because these guys are overextended. I've got support here, and if I can find a good sonic boom, there's a chance we can pick up a kill. So I'm going to go aggressive, look for the kill, find it, and that's going to help me out. Now I'm out of mana, go back to base and look to buy. Look how my camps are all down here now. Now these blue buffs would still be down right about now, guys, just to be clear. Take them as being down, but what you're going to do now from the jungle is continue your right and build, as you'd normally do, but then you'd also be looking at trying to rotate for mid camps. Now mid camps were up at this point in time. 3 minutes in, roughly about now, the mid camps should be spawning. I could have taken them after the kill, but your job as a jungler is to clear your camps at the back, support your lanes that are struggling or could snowball very heavily, at the same time as take down the mid camps and control them as much as possible. Now Zindurn is back as well, which is cool, so I'm just going to bring this down. Look at the fact that my hog's back up. They'll actually help me clear that out a little bit quicker as well. And so you're looking to pressure lanes and help out people who are being pushed in, whether it's actually ganking or just helping them sustain in lane. Don't be scared to steal a bit of farm out of them. Yeah, you go. Yeah, see, team play. See that? See that? High five, Anubis. You want to be trying to steal a bit of farm from some of the lanes as well, just to make sure that you can keep yourself sustained. And when there's nothing available, look at your camps. You want to always be looking at your camps all the time. Is my camp available? Yes, it is. Let's bring it down. You're in charge of helping out ward, you're in charge of helping gank, and communication generally between your team of letting them know you're coming. For example, let them know you're coming in, you know? Give the voice commands to let them know you're coming in. But your whole job during the early game is to farm, to gank, to rotate a lot, and make sure these camps are on cooldown. Now, the other thing to note, red buff and speed buff, generally the red buff goes to the mid laner. Because you can't hold 2 buffs at a time, and the red buff being on the mid laner, they're normally the highest scale and the most damage on the team during the early stages. So giving them red buff just increases that. Imagine the AO Kwang doing extra damage because they've got that buff to themselves. So, your general job, try and gank as much as you can, and then also try and look for ganks opportunities. So whenever your ultimate's up, generally on a jungler, you'll want to be trying to gank when you have your ultimate available, and see if you can get yourself in a position to gank for a team, as shown in diagram 1, and set them up for a kill. And when your ultimate's on cooldown, look to farming again. These blue buffs do spawn, and if you can see them available, like what you would do here, I'd be doing red, and then I'd be doing blue, because red comes straight after blue, because we know that we started the red buff to begin with, and then the blue buff gets dropped right at the start of the game, so you know the jungle camps without even seeing the bloody timers on them. You should know this is going on. So, this is your whole job as jungle, really, is to support lanes that are requiring help. Look at this lane right now. This is why I'm rotating here. Not just because the red buff needs to be dropped down, but also because he needs some help on this side. Now, I'm going to drop this and then rotate over. I'm going to leave this on the ground just to show that I'd drop this, and I'd use my voice command to say, take the jungle buff. Now, I'm over in this lane. You can see that Vermana's gone very deep. He's not going to find the kill. I'm going to push out the lane for him, and then we can rotate and pick up the blue buff with him as well, hopefully. He's not going to come because it's a bot, but that's what we'd look to do here. So, we go back, take the blue buff down. And this is generally what you want to do all game long. Get yourself going, get your item build online, because, you know, junglers do scale pretty well and have a lot of damage, especially someone like Mercury, who's a hyper carry in this role, and his general job is to basically get himself big, get himself farmed, try and get yourself a couple of kills and assists, and support your team. And if your jungle's all down, pretend mine is right now, soak up experience in lanes, you know? That was a terrible. Go Anubis, carry me. And so now the mid camps are going to respawn again, and you want to be keeping these mid camps on cooldown as often as possible. And support your team every opportunity. This is generally the role of a jungler. Now, you will fall behind as a jungler as well. Like, it's going to happen. And if it does, you need to farm more and gank a little less. Or just try and stake in lanes and take experience, especially if your jungler's being denied to you. I'm going to hopefully be able to bring Zindurn in now, because he's here.
User was moved to your channel.
Yo, buddy. You alive? Hello? Speak to me.
Hello.
Hang on 1 second, I need to turn you up. Speak again?
Hey, over there! Hello.
Hello.
It's Zindurn.
I know it's Zindurn. How are you doing?
doing pretty good.
So guys, if you didn't know, this is Agilitas player Zindurn. What are the possibilities of going to the pro teams? Yeah! Congratulations on that, by the way.
Pro League, yes.
Oh, well, pro league, yes, with a pro team Agilitas. Yes, sorry, that's what I meant. Makes sense.
I feel so bad for I5, honestly.
Oh, no, it's brutal, isn't it? It's brutal.
It is.
But
First
it happens.
First you got fucked over by equal in points, and then this.
Yeah, and then this. What more can you
sucks.
say? So you've been watching the stream so far. Is there any advice that you could suggest that I've not given so far regarding jungle?
So far, well, you back to 55.
Yep.
And mid camps come about roughly 315 is the general consensus.
Yeah.
So you won't be in time for mid camps if you're back at that time. So in that situation, even if you have less items, it's better to stay around.
Yeah,
especially when you have Hawk.
If you got the health as well for it, you should definitely stick around. I guess sometimes you should give them up though, guys, if you are behind. Yeah, I'm so not behind, but if you're low on health and stuff, it's not worth trying to risk staying for a mid camp when you could give up your kill. You know.
Don't kill yourself for a mid camp.
Never die. That's the big thing from a jungler, really. Don't die. Yeah. Because
it's not really all that hard, honestly.
What? When not dying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you don't die as a jungler, you're still going to be able to soak up experience somewhere, you know, and get some farm, get some gold, and be able to rotate around and put pressure on. What do you think the hardest thing is, Zindurn, as a jungler, to do is?
Knowing when to gank, I think. That'll probably be up there.
It's just looking for opportunities, really, is it?
Yeah, seeing the right opportunities and ganking it the correct way, lining up your skill shots correctly. Like, for example, you're playing Merc. If you use special delivery, you want to throw him towards like Ra, so he doesn't miss a snipe, things like that.
Yeah.
Knowing how your ganks work. It's a lot about there's basically 3 things when you're gang. Well, 4 things. There's a lot more, but this is the basics. There's the god you're playing, what they can do. The god they're playing. The god the gods you have as the lane you're ganking, and the positioning of said gods. So it's a lot harder ganking the god who's under the tower, obviously, and it's a lot easier ganking the god who is under your tower. But for example, if you're playing Mercury and you have someone like Afro, then you don't have a lot of burst and you don't have a lot of damage. So it's really hard to kill someone with that particular combo.
Yeah.
If you have something like Fenrir, you can kill anyone.
Yeah, exactly, because of his burst damage and
yeah, he has
great sustain.
Among the highest burst in the game.
I mean, trying to teach people jungle is kind of hard because it's more about learning when to, keeping your buffs on cooldown and keep doing the rotations over and over again, really. And then, in the midst of doing that, look for an opportunity to gank or help a lane out, And it's a lot of decision making in jungle, don't you think? Of like, what's the best option?
Also, I didn't know I thought the Agilitas.
Sorry?
You missed out Agilitas.
Ah, sorry.
Agilitas.
I'm rushing to get it in. But, I need to do this. I was trying to do it just to do it quickly. I'll retype it again. My bad. Agilistas, the greatest new team known to man. Agilitas.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, with the jungle role, it seems like the main thing that I know from it is that you've got to rotate a lot. You've got to keep the buffs on everything on cooldown to an extent, so you can't be counter jungled, and also get the most gold.
XP.
Yeah, get the most golden experience you can out of your jungle, but then also looking for opportunities to gank or support people who are being ganked, like counter ganking as well.
Yeah, counter ganking is the best way of getting kills, honestly, because they use a lot of their shit on the one they're ganking. So when you come in, they have nothing left, and you can basically scrap all the juicy bits up.
Yeah, just pick them up after they've used everything to try and get the kill. Even if they do get the kill, you could clean up from there because they all used everything for that one kill.
Yeah, it also depends on how they're ganking. For example, yesterday in one of the games, there was a 3-man gang on left. I don't know if that was streamed actually. I think it was. There was a 3-man gang on left on Conquest, and since we knew there were that many over there and their support was there as well, we just went straight to the Gold Fury. So we were trading a kill for a Gold Fury, which is always worth it.
And that's always map awareness as well and things like that, just to make sure you can do it.
Yep. The general thing about jungling that not a lot of people do is on the first mid camp, what you can do is instead of going for the actual mid camp, you can actually just go for the support, the enemy support. It's really easy to kill because he's going to be level 4, you're going to be level 5.
Yeah. So
you have your ult and he doesn't. It's very easy to focus down, and it's almost a guaranteed kill, and you still get the mid camps because you killed them before the camp comes up. You ambush them, essentially.
I think it's so hard to try and like teach people the basics of jungle because there's more than just basics to it because you've got to take so much into account when you're doing the role. Like,
oh yeah, definitely.
You know, it's probably the role that has, in my opinion, a lot to think about because just basics of like, okay, keep your jungle camps on cooldown, but then gank for lanes when they're under pressure, or protect lanes when the tower's down. You know, tower's going to drop or take minion damage, or you know, there's free XP there when someone has to go back to base. But then, when you think about it, guys at home, you have to think about the fact of where the enemy jungler is going to be at that given time. You know, like because I'm guessing the really good junglers, like I know from other games that you should try as a jungler. You sometimes think about where the enemy jungler will be at this specific time, in the game. For example, you'll know they'll be at the speed buff or rotating to the speed buff. So maybe if they're rotating to their speed buff, maybe you can put pressure on the Gold Fury because they're on the other side of the map, sort of thing. So it's a lot of thinking that goes into the jungler role. And
generally, as a rule of thumb, if you want the Gold Fury, you need to pick first. It's 9 out of 10 times, when the Gold Fury fight goes sour, it's because they do it while the enemies are up and in position.
I'm trying to get much out. Guys, if you've got questions in chat for Zindurn or anything to do with the jungle, please ask, and we'll try and go through some stuff and just, go over things and see if Zindurn can answer your questions, because obviously he's going to know a lot more about the jungle than I ever will, unless I just main it and then, beat him in a scrim or something. I'm like, yeah.
Oh yeah, please, go for it.
We can go for it one day. We'll do it. I'll get my team of Hindouches and we'll go. We'll handle it.
Hindouches.
They called it themselves. They want to be called Hindouches.
I love the name. It's so
I was like, okay, cool. It's funny, but I was like, I didn't expect my own viewers wanting to be called them. But if you have questions, guys, go ahead and ask in chat, and we can just go through them now. And then hopefully, if Zindurn's got time, we can go through some replays. Maybe we'll watch a bit of the game you were talking about. We can watch one of the pro games, and you can talk about your decision making. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
So I want to watch the BTEC one because we lost.
Oh.
No, we're watching that tonight for replay analysis.
It's one of the best things to get better at, though, is watching replays of
replay analysis. So I'd rather just watch it once. Chin size or executioner? Neither. You get basically with Merc. You need 4 items. You need boots, you need Deathbringer, you need Rage, and you need Titan's Bane. You don't need Executioner because you'll kill anyone in 3 hits.
What do you feel about these Heartseeker Death Golems? There's people who are getting quite about.
Well, it's to my understanding, it's 135 power in 4K gold. So it's a lot of power for a very cheap price.
Yeah, it's very cheap. That's why I see it for it. And is it one of the items that you're going to be able to stack as time goes on?
I don't think it's a bad idea because Hunters don't get a lot of action in the early stages and they don't often die. So there's not much of a downside to doing it.
As a jungle, when should and shouldn't you take a kill? That's a good question, actually. I guess it depends on the jungler, don't you think?
I'm a greedy scumbag, so I take a kill when I can.
But
honestly, if you're a jungler, it almost in any certain circumstance, it's not bad for you to kill.
Yeah.
Kill them, hit them until they die. If you don't get the kill, it's fine. If you get the kill, it's fine. How frequently should we back to base as jungler? That's a very dynamic thing. Generally, your first back is gonna be. It depends a bit.
Is it not after mid camps? Or just before the camps?
Well, you can do it before as well.
Yeah.
There are 2 scenarios in that particular circumstance. There's 1, you get 5 and you gank, or there's 2, you get 5, you back, and you go for mid camps.
Yeah.
That's your first back. If you go for a gank, you don't back before the first mid camp and you back after. If you gank naturally, if you don't gank, you go back.
That makes sense. I mean, those options, and then after that, it's generally if you need to go back for health or for wards or things like that, or to advance your item build. That's generally the only other reasons you go back then, isn't it? Just to complete an item, make sure you've got full health and mana ready for a team fight, or the next mid camp spawn, or the Gold Fury or something.
Kalgara, TSM, Cloud9, or Dignitas. I think Dignitas shine the best at the LAN events.
When should you invade the enemy jungle?
Not often by your own unless you're really far ahead. If your lanes have push, you can call for your lanes to rotate and invade. That's the most safe and honestly best way to do it.
I want to point out that I see this a lot in solo queue because pros do it all the time on stream, right? Not on stream, but during tournaments where they'll invade the enemy jungle right at the start. Not right at the start, I mean they'll go to the solo lane, and then as soon as they've picked up a bit of experience there, they'll rotate to the enemy's jungle and steal away back harpies and things like that.
Yeah.
And what happens then is that people go into normal games and try and do this, but they don't get the support of the team that they'd have on comms.
The thing is, the only way you can steal a mid camp as a jungler is if you have to push in that lane, and even if you do, it can be risky.
Yeah, so it's one of those things that is, for the amount of reward you get for it, I don't think it's worthwhile, honestly. I mean, you can put him behind a little bit, but you're risking so much of, possibly getting caught out of position, giving up a kill again. It's just one of those things that I'm like, oh, why do we do that, lads? What other question you got? And if you invade, do you leave a minion or take all of it?
I'd take all of it so you can invade again. If you can leave a minion, it's a valid strat.
Yeah, I see both options being viable, because, like, you deny some, but then... What do you think about stealing enemy back camps instead of going to solo lane right after the buffs?
You're gonna lose a lot of XP for doing that.
Yeah, because you're not gonna get as much. Because you've got to travel across the map there, Greymix, right, from your blue buff all the way over behind their speed to that back camp that we're talking about there, and by that time you've probably missed a whole wave of experience, and a whole wave of experience is probably worth more than that little back camp there.
Yeah, you lose a lot for it.
Right, what I'll do then is I'll add you to a lobby and look over that game that you were talking about. Is it the third place game, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. Bring it
It's also where we get first blood by being invaded again.
Ah. I'll just bring up the game as well.
This fucking...
Eyo.
Curse voice automates. Join one.
Yeah, join one person. /replay. Do you need the replay number?
It should be in my recent game. I can find it. Give it a moment.
Alright, okay.
Let's see here.
So I've got it here, so.
Oh, sweet.
This won't work. Copy. There you go. Did you get it? No? Did it go through? I'm guessing not. I'll send it on TeamSpeak. There you go. No, no. I'll wait for you to load in and we can go through this one and you can...
Sweet.
Basically, instead of like analysing the whole game, we'll kind of just go over, your role of what your decision making, basically in this game, yeah, and why you chose to do shit. Even if it was the wrong shit, it's just like explain it to us and be like, okay, what I should have done is this, this, and this.
That is that's not the third place match, FYI. That is that's a league game.
How is this a league game?
I took the one the replay like.
This is the code I've just put in. I'm in the game, and it's definitely both you guys in the game.
Who?
I've got both your teams in here. Is it
really?
Yeah.
I got into
expose secrets and. Yeah.
Oh well, fuck! What the? Okay, I got into the right game, but the loading screen showed me the last
that's a bug.
game.
That's a bug. It shows the last rank game you were playing in. Yeah, it did that to me yesterday as well, so I know that feeling as well.
How do I make my mouse appear? What the hell?
Hold spacebar.
Since where's the spacebar? It used to be alt.
It's alt as well, I think. But I've messed around with this so much now. Sync up with me. With the top right hand button.
Yeah.
You know how to sync. Yep. Cool. And I'm just gonna focus on you literally for the whole game. So what number are you on right now? I'm guessing. You played Hercules this game.
I did.
Interesting jungle. So tell us about Hercules jungle, because it's not something we see very often.
There's a few things actually, because with the new patch, the most jungles have been likely to skip the red pod. If you look over my build briefly, you'll see that is not the case. For me, anyway.
You've gone for the red pod. You've not gone for hog instead.
Exactly, because the red pod still you have comparable clear to someone with hog with a red pod.
That makes sense.
And the thing is, you're not logged into shitty ass hog active.
True, and
hog is the.
I guess with that as well, because you're starting on this side, it pays off because you get the help from Hubwa. Does it help because you're on the side of the map?
Yeah, yes and no. Because on the red side, what I do is I start the mid camp with the solo on mid, and go straight to blue, and I leave a wave early and go kill the red, give it to the mid lane, and then go to my speed. I still hit 5 before the first mid camp, so it still works out. Cool. It doesn't matter which side I'm on; I can still easily hit 5.
I'm just gonna pause for a second while I just add the team names to this so people know.
Oh man, that looks so swell.
See if we can spell Agilitas right this time. That'd be a good start.
You'll also notice that I'm using the worst skin in the game.
Yeah, I don't really like this skin. I never have, but I'm just saying.
Oh, the old Grand Slam was amazing.
I'm not sure. I don't. The voice pack's not good. I don't like that.
Exactly. The old
If you guys have questions
old
in
grand
chat,
stuff.
by the way, like me and Zindurn will try and answer them for you as we go over this replay. But what we're going to do is focus Zindurn. You guys are going to get to see firsthand what Zindurn's thinking about this game. So tell us what happened there. Like, with that death.
I'll tell you what happened there. Fucking shitty ass Kanye tried to fight Gep, and then 4 people came and raped him. That's essentially the gist.
It's good to know exactly what happened. I'd love to have commentated that.
He was training auto attacks,
Yeah.
which clearly was a mistake. Comper was crying because he was going to be against Merc solo with a kill.
So we're going to watch you start off. You're both at the start of the game. Nothing too unusual.
Yeah, this is nothing out of the ordinary.
Now, how many waves is it exactly that you'd normally stay in lane for? With the solo
Until
lane?
the 130 wave.
For the 130 wave, what appears is actually in the lane?
No,
or?
no, you kill it. Until
Do
you
you
kill
kill
the 130 wave.
the wave that gets there at 130? Right.
Yeah.
You heard it here first, guys. That's exactly right. Because even I have trouble at knowing exactly when I should be leaving. Sometimes I'll stay longer than I should. Because I'm like,
That's typically just a bit. Like, if you get the push really hard, you go for invades earlier, but.
now what are you looking more to do here? You're looking more to farm, or you're looking more to?
Well, I'm looking to get levels, but if I can get a 2 off and then knock them into my Hebo,
Yeah,
then
it's
that's gonna
perfect.
suck for them.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard for him to get away, especially Frostiak if you hit him with it.
Yep.
So just looking to farm as much as possible.
Yeah, we still win the push here because.
Is it
of
the main,
what?
the main aim is just kind of trying to push into tower and make them lose experience?
Yeah,
like
make them
gold,
lose
basically.
gold
Yeah.
and put pressure on them.
It makes perfect sense.
I
So, we're
a
going
lot of
to
jungles would have
130.
invaded where I just did, or we just had to push. I typically don't do that often because it's risky. I don't like taking this unnecessary risks.
So this
Generally, that's
this
me.
is the 130 wave that you're talking about. So after this
Yep.
wave at 1 minute 30, you should be leaving the lane.
Yeah, and you see, I just pushed that one super hard.
Yeah, and then you're off. Awesome.
Yep.
Okay. So there's one thing we've all learned, guys. 1 minute 30. Because even I never knew exactly which wave it was. Because I was like, maybe I'll stick around for one more wave. Now, does
Yeah.
this mean if you leave the 130 wave and you do all the camps, you're going to hit 5 after doing your
Exactly.
other
I'll
buff?
hit 5 exactly after the red buff.
Awesome. Okay. And if you share that
Oh.
camp with your mid laner, you going to be a little
Nope.
bit lower?
I won't wield. Well, one thing we've discussed is that the mid laner comes and shares with me, and then I share with the middle because
Yeah.
the collected XP. Not a lot of people know this, but if you share XP, the collected amount of experience is a lot higher than if you get the solo experience.
I see. That makes sense.
It's actually 50% more.
Wow, that's actually quite a lot.
Yeah,
So sharing with people is actually a much better opportunity for your team to get
Yeah.
ahead in experience levels.
2 people. It doesn't stack with
Doesn't stop
more
more than
people.
two. Okay.
So if you're more than one person, then it's 50% more in totes.
So we're 2 minutes 30 and you just hit 5 now. Are we going to be basing here, or are we going to be looking for the mid camps? What would you be doing?
I think I go to gank the solo. Not the solo, the duo.
The duo, because wards generally run out around now as well, don't they? So
Yep.
you've got a rough understanding that the wards do go down, because the wards got pulled down early from the supports guys. So
I don't think we get this one though. Yeah, we
do you soak experience here? Would you soak experience?
so a little bit. I help push the wave.
Yeah.
I leave it straight away because I'll already 5. I don't want to leech.
Yeah. Okay. So if you were at 5 there and you went for the gank, you'd probably soak a little bit. And now mid camps are coming up, and you're going to come in round the back.
I think that goes really sour for us. This one. I try to force out Acne out here without using his spells.
Yeah, I think
And I'm not sure what I'm doing there. I played poorly.
we've not used any abilities yet. I mean,
No, I'm not really.
you don't. I guess as a Hercules, you don't really use them because once they're on cooldown, you know the threat's gone. I guess.
Yeah, sort of. I played it poorly. I should not. First of all, I shouldn't have missed the driving strike. And what I wanted to do is driving strike into my ult. And here I go for Daisy. Throw some people in the wall.
Question in chat was: does the second person have to hit each one for the shared experience, or is it just be in the area?
Just be in the area.
Just be in the area. Okay.
Yeah, that's the way experience works in this game. You just need to be in the area and you still get it.
But if you hit them and walk away, guys, you'll still get experience and gold from it as well. Like,
Yeah.
if you weaken them and then walk away, but they definitely died not to the tower, then you will
Yeah.
get gold.
There's a cooldown period of where you'll get experience regardless of your distance after you've hit something. I think it's 8 seconds. So if you hit something within 8 seconds of it dying, then you'll get the experience and gold.
So mid caps go down, you immediately go back to base and buy again.
Mhm.
You've got your boots online. You've also gone for the blink, and that's just down to the fact that you've not got hog. But that's
Yeah,
more
exactly. I'll go
more than a
blink
box type
and
thing.
beats. The thing for Hercules is he's sort of like Tyr was, in the fact that he blinks in and then he throws someone out of position.
Yep.
One thing I did not do at all this game, but I'm practicing, because the funny thing is the first time I played Hercules in the scrim since the new patch was the day before, Saturday, and I played him twice. So this is the third time I played Hercules in months.
So notice, guys, as you're watching this right now, you're going to see that exactly what we were talking about earlier, where he's going to go around the jungle and clear it out again. Make sure he keeps it on cooldown so the enemy can't steal it away. He helped out his solo lane by doing the blue buff for him, just so that Hubwalk could go back to lane again and continue farming and not have to worry so much trying to burst that down and get caught out being solo. So that's why you want to try and take the blue buff with them. Try and wait for them to be there sometimes as well, those Zindurn, right? Just so
Yeah, more experience, and you have Boombas, so you'll get maximum amount of gold regardless of how many people are there.
Yep.
So you actually want people to, as long as you're not behind, you want people to leech.
So what's your game plan here now? Everyone's on cooldown. You've just got that back.
We're just waiting for the next mid cam, and then we're going for another fight.
Are you just going to roam now, look for opportunity, or just continue trying to farm and soak experience?
I'm trying to farm soak experience at the current state of the game. Just getting it as much as I can. Securing the blue so they can't steal it. Hercules is really good for mid fights because driving strike ult does like massive damage.
Yeah, and then when you get late game and you hit mitigate wounds, it's like you're almost unkillable.
Yeah.
Depending whatever build.
In the last fight before the game ended, I saw 4 people on my own.
So everyone's on cooldown. There's nothing you need to farm back to base and buy again just because you can, or is it because you had?
I shouldn't. I don't think I should have backed here. I should have gone for mid camps. I'm gonna be late.
Okay.
So that's a mistake on my part, honestly.
But you did get your by penetration boots online then, by that
I
purchase,
did,
so
but I'm not going to be there for mid camps, so that's
True.
gold lost.
It's a trade that's not you don't agree with. So mid camps go down on this side of the map. Then the other ones are still going to be spawning soon.
Yeah, and I sewn out Frost Deck here so he can get the stun off.
Mm-hmm.
Or sewn out Frost Deck so he can get the stun off of his tree. I think I make use of my blink here actually.
You're looking for an opportunity.
Yeah, I am. I'm looking for it at least.
Agni, I'm guessing. It looks like it.
Yep. He was not in a position where I could just blink and
Yeah.
go for him, so I'm gonna in my defense because I didn't play this perfectly at all.
No, it's fine.
I'm still learning a lot in new sort of playing.
A new style.
With no
yeah.
Hawk and Hercules especially.
I get you.
And I think next Sunday, I'll be able to do a lot more than I've done this tournament.
I mean, this is more this sort of session is more not necessarily focused on you and the mistakes you made, more on like what people can pick up from it. You know, so don't feel like chat's gonna criticize you or anything. They'll be like,
oh, they can. I made a lot of mistakes, so I'm expecting just putting my explanation out there.
Yeah, I understand. So basically, you wandered around. You supported solo lane because you knew, you know.
Yeah, he's behind. He was having a lot of issues in the solo lane, so he wanted my help.
Show your face, soak a bit of experience from it as well, but just show your presence basically. And sometimes just showing your presence, guys, can be a deterrent for people going aggressive. But unless they've got a jungler like they do now, I guess Hubwalk does survive a crushing wave there. More than likely, it looks like it. Yep. Confreak, safe crushing wave, and Athena used ult as well. So now you're gonna go back to your red camp and give this one over to Vulcan. You've hit level 8 already. Mid comes down for a while, so where are you going to go now? What are you trying to do? What's your
I'll
mindset?
look for a gang because I have nothing up.
So gank when there's nothing to do, basically.
Yeah. I blink here. Well,
it's not
that
the
was
easiest.
that.
Yeah, it's not the easiest thing to try and gank an Agni with Path of Flames though, but it's easier than it used to
honestly, when I get a little bit of practice on it, it should be really easy.
Yeah, it should be easier. I mean, the old days though, like immunity.
Yeah. Oh my god, Agni was the worst.
That's strong. So you gank one lane, now you're going to rotate this one, look for an opportunity, not going to find anything, there's no minions to farm again.
So the whole blink thing is something that takes practice. The more practice you get on blinking, the more aware you'll be on when you land.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yep. I know that.
I think I get something really cool here.
That's nice.
Get outie.
To bring one down, you know they're all low, you're pretty tanky still, get a nice Earthbreaker off, but that was a good ult.
Yeah, and I forced him out. Forced him to use ult by my Earthbreaker.
Yep. And now mid camps are coming up again, but it looks like
I think we're going gold here.
Okay. You've got a siege ward as well, so that's cool.
Yeah, we had a few goal here.
So now if we just pause for a second, we'll just have a quick look at what the difference is between you and the other jungler. Like, we've not really followed Frostiak at all in this game, but you're currently level 9, the most gold on your team with what you've been doing here. Frostiak at the same time is just about 100 gold behind you.
He is, and he's effectively ahead of me because we just got the gold theory, so that's 300 gold.
Yeah. So he's effectively behind you, as well as the fact that you start with that potion at the start, you know? And he went for the hog, so that hog later on might make.
That's 150 gold, but he has that. Well, he's effectively 150 gold ahead of me because of the hog instead of
the potion.
Yeah, but he's forced into a shitty active, so I'm happy with that.
True, that makes sense. So continuing on with 3 for 3 right now in the game. Mid lane's got some free farm to soak up. I wanted to start casting that then. I was about to go into casting mode. I'm so used to it after this weekend. So 3 for 3, golden lead is in favour of.
Slightly to Agilitas, 200 gold.
Yep, and now we're just looking basically at, once again, zoning him out, trying to go aggressive here.
Been loaded up.
Ooh, everything missed there.
Oh, that was...
Good from there.
Yeah.
Although, rotation coming in
yeah,
from
there was a lot
well.
of misses there.
Yeah. And now you can't defend the blue buff.
Yeah.
So
Poor Kanye.
You know you're going to lose that blue now. And there's not a lot you can really do about it. Like, when you fall behind in the jungle, this is the biggest issue that a lot of people have. What do you do? Like, if people keep invading your jungle and you're not getting support from the solo lanes, what do? Do you just go to their lanes and soak up experience with them because there's nothing else?
Well, there's a few things. If speaking from League, if they're stealing your buffs, you can try to steal theirs. It's really easy because people aren't on comms usually. It's like, well, now they are because of fucking curse.
Yeah, so, exactly. They're all on curse. So hard.
Yeah, so you try to, if you're behind, you try to gank. That's the best way of getting back in. So find an even lane and gank those lanes. If all your lanes are losing, then tough shit, you're fucked.
So you just gotta sit there and accept.
Like if you're behind and all the lanes are losing, you're kind of fucked. There's not much you can do. You can try to gank, but chances are it's going to turn out bad for you. But it's the only thing. It's really your only option. So and there shouldn't logically be a game where everyone is behind. Well, everyone is far behind.
Now, if you're behind and you know one of your lanes behind, what do you do when you've got a lane that's really behind? Do you camp it more, or do you try and focus on getting one of the lanes that are really big?
It depends. If you can get one lane really big, that's the optimal choice. If they can force it to an even trade in the lane that's behind. For example, I didn't help Comfrey a lot, even though he was in trouble.
Yeah.
But
you forced beads there, so that's alright.
I didn't even thought I missed. People preemptively beats a lot.
Yeah, I actually think he missed as well, but he beats even though he missed. I think that's
exactly. That's what I'm saying. I missed, but he still beats.
Yeah. So you won a beats for free. So.
Yeah. That's the thing with Earthbreaker. It's they need to react immediately, or they get nothing out of it. And I miss another diving strike because I'm amazing at video games.
It's good to see pros miss stuff as well, though. You know, like from their angle as well.
I am like the
it's
worst
so nice.
in fucking competitive mind.
That's why you like Fenrir, because you just press 3.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. So yeah, I'll just throw the boulder. That's amazing too.
Throw a boulder, it hits loads of things. It's lucky. Yeah. Someone asked in chat about how long do you reckon it takes to practice to learn blinking properly. I guess that depends on the god.
Yeah, you can do that. You can do that shit in like 3 days.
Yeah, but I think it depends on the god as well. Like, you know, the driving strike combo or the fearless combo. Some of them are similar. But some of them are different.
All the driving strike and fearless are almost the same.
Yeah, but there's other ones though, isn't there? Like Blink Kumba Mez is another one that's actually
that's
really
easy to learn.
That's really easy.
Yeah, that's bad easy. There's a lot of things. Well, the thing I'm pricing with Hercules is actually not the Blink driving strike; it's the Blink Earthbreaker.
That's rough.
The best things with Hercules Blink, if you can learn how to Blink Earthbreaker and do it reliably, then you put them so far out of position.
Yeah.
Like, it's massive. Your Earthbreaker is already a long ability. That's like the Fearless 1-2 combo.
So
and then you have the Driving Strike on top of that, so you push them through a fucking lane.
That's like your 4th back to base now, isn't it? I think it is. We're on.
Yeah,
4th back.
So I don't really take count.
You don't really, I guess on someone like Hercules as well, guys, you're not going to use a lot of mana because of the regen you get from bombers.
Oh, you?
Well, you actually that's a lie. That's a lie. Sorry, that's bullshit.
Hercules
is really high
mana. So much with Hercules.
But yeah, from what I've seen, you took a long time to go back to base. Still, even that situation.
Yeah.
Like you're going to be able to sustain quite a lot. Some junglers you will have to back to base more often because you know, if you're low on health and stuff like that, you can't not go back to base.
Oh yeah, you're not gonna run out of health, but running out of mana on Hercules is almost inevitable. You run out of mana a lot.
No, what do you feel about? This is the thing I'm going to say here. Is like, what do you feel about when you should stay in team fights? Like, you know, when you're low, and you're like, there's a 50-50 chance of me dying, but this 50-50 chance of me dying makes it a 50-50 chance of
If you
them
think
dying
you can
as well.
if you think you can make a meaningful difference even though you're low, I'd stay. If you don't think you can, then don't. Then back and get back to the fight as soon as possible. Because even if you're back, sometimes you can make it back into the fight.
I think that's a general one for all roles though as well, guys. Not just jungling, but it's just one of those that you want to ask sometimes.
We can see
like,
that
when
the
do you
goal
fight?
fury is coming up now, so we're trying to put damage on the enemies so they can't really contest as hard.
So how many wards have you bought this game? I've not really noticed. I didn't really check how many wards you've got.
I am the worst in terms of wards. I didn't buy it.
Lazy, Zindurn. Lazy.
I am the laziest. I am literally the worst.
Trying to teach new players here and you're running around with no wards at all. Like,
Kids, buy wards.
buy wards, they win games.
Yeah, they win games. I typically don't buy a lot of wards.
So now
until,
you got forced out of that fight now, had to go back to base for health and mana again. And now
yeah,
they've got to try
but they
and protect
can't
the
really
goal
kill
fury.
the goal fury because they're also somewhat low. Well, they're not low at all, but Dates has taken some damage and used some abilities, at the very least. So I didn't think it was a big risk, that's why I even go for the small camp. And somehow I managed to miss a creep with my one. I'm a good player, I swear.
I should do this with all the pros and just listen to them all get really upset when people see, them make mistakes. You're like, oh god. I missed a driving strike on a standing minion. Oh. Oh.
I pulled the Rebecca's. Rebecca's is basically missing a minion with an ability.
Alright, so that was a Blink Earthbreak,
Yeah,
which was
that
awesome.
one was good. I was happy with that.
Force the Cataclysm as well. Boulder hits and that should be a snipe pickup, hopefully. Oh, definitely. What?
Now cover resist the wall.
What? How did he live?
I know.
From Border
cover
Happy
sucks.
Days! He was well happy with that.
Yeah, I know. I was crying.
Especially after the Blink Earthbreaker you made as well, like,
Yeah.
you must be so
I,
upset with
I
that.
felt so good after that, honestly. I didn't feel very good after that one.
So now Anne has gone back, this is where you're going to try and do Goal Fury, I'm guessing, even though they've got vision.
Yeah, I think we'll go for it.
Your right tower is under attack.
I fucking love Swaggy.
So what's your real job in this fight here? Is it just basically to just
Zoning.
disengage? Zoning, and that's why you're going to pick Geb. Make sure
Yep.
Geb can't get in, can't get the blink on. Really nice.
Yep, essentially. Sadly, Frosty kills Cabro.
But it does depend on what kind of jungler you're playing, I'm guessing, overall, what your job is. Like,
Yeah.
if you're like a Mercury, you kind of poke and late initiate sort of thing.
Yeah, Hercules is one of those who's really heavy, so he can zone and shit. And then Frosty gets his triple. Die for the sins.
Die for the sins. Just going to caster mode for a second while we wait for you to respawn. So that's your first death in this game so far. You're 1, 1, and 3. And we're working towards Jotuns, which is now online. Now, item builds we don't really normally go into, but like, what's the sort of standard item build you normally see off, junglers? Is it
It
boost
really
Jotuns?
depends on the gods. If you're something like Mercury, you're building crit and pen,
Yeah.
maybe Jotuns. If you're Fenrir, you're building boots into Devourer's Gloves, into Magi's Blessing, into crit. There's a lot of difference. If you're Cyrus, for example, you build boots into size, and then you're basically done.
Should you always be looking for some sort of defense on most of them? Like, I know Mercury maybe not because of his hypercarry status, but like...
It really depends. Fenrir, I don't. I
Yeah.
get the Magi's because it secures my brutalize.
Yeah.
Mercury, I would maybe get Magi's finishing off your build because Magi's is just an amazing item. It's cheap as
Yep.
fuck and it does a lot.
I agree. It's like a freebie.
Then there's the junglers I play a lot. We've sort of come to an agreement on the team that we do better when I'm on a heavy guard, so we have a lot of front line.
Yep.
So my god pool looks something like Shock, Fenrir, Osiris, Hercules.
Yeah. But then
Four,
I guess you have
obviously.
to play them totally differently depending. Like, Chalk's not a very good ganker at all. So,
Nope, but he can fight really well in the mid camps.
yeah. So you're looking for the engages either in the jungle early or you just wait till mid-game before you start coming online and,
Yeah.
being brutal.
You're basically forcing the enemy to come to the mid camps, and then it's really easy to kill people. Especially with something like Shock, because you point skip a level 3, he does about 528 damage on his own in the massive AoE.
So now, are you constantly hitting tab in this game and checking on where the enemy jungle is up to and stuff compared to yourself? Like,
Pressing tab.
so, showing their items and stuff that they've picked up?
Oh, no. I know exactly what they're gonna build. I mean,
Okay, but do you ever
it's
keep
just-
track of how far ahead he is of you by, like, keeping an eye on
Oh,
gold and
yeah,
experience and
always.
stuff? Yeah.
I cry myself to sleep. Yeah, I keep track of how far ahead he is of me and why he's ahead of me.
So someone said in chat, if you're starting on the speed side as a jungler and your opponent invades you 3v2, what is the most viable thing to do to counter an invasion at the 10-second mark? Is that just go back to I think it's go to your back mid harpies and just do them.
Kill your back mid harpies. Honestly,
Which
the
is
mid
these
laner
guys.
is gonna lose a lot of XP for that invade.
It's these on the map.
So he's gonna get behind by default. So if you get a little bit of XP and you don't die, it's actually worth for you, even if they get the buff.
Okay, so
And if they go for the blue as well and the mid is there, he's gonna lose a lot of XP.
okay, so
Then
that it works out for you guys overall technically.
Yeah, it's not a good invade.
Yeah. So, if you do get counter-jungled at your speed, guys, back away. Don't try fighting 3v2 at level 1, because clearly they've got a game plan and probably level the skills that are going to mess you up the most. Go to the back harpies, pick them up, and try and get the blue, and if you can't get the blue, go to lane and just continue farming. Would you still leave at 130 in that case, or would you stay for an extra wave?
Can I point out how ridiculous Vulcan's poke is?
Yeah, I know. I know. Let's talk about that driving strike.
Did I miss again?
You just randomly did it. I'm guessing you wanted to get away or reposition.
Yeah,
Don't
probably.
like it.
I'll be sitting here being sneaky. I think I got killed here because I'm stupid.
Someone asked what a good item build.
Yep, I got killed because I'm stupid. I was not paying attention to my allies'
You got all it and safe.
positioning. I should have been paying attention. That was miscommunication.
So what's this engage all about? Is this all about the Gold Fury?
It's about getting kills and then go over it, yeah.
Yeah.
That's typically the way Smite works.
It just seems like one of those things where there's farm on everywhere on the map right now, like mid comes up and you're all dancing in a lane together.
Yeah, there's not really a valid way of playing it. We did shit on the exit here. And then we try to back off so he doesn't get a free ult. Oh well, I still get it. I just try to see if I get my ult off.
Yeah, just to get some damage on the map, I guess, as well, after that fight goes on.
I think we cleaned this one up, actually.
Killing spree.
Try and get into a camera view so you can see, guys. Oops. There we go.
Yeah, I get it's an even fight. If not in our favor, it's a 4 for 3 in our favor.
Yeah, 4 for 3 in your favour. And he can't do anything with it unless he gets some tower pressure on, but that's about it, so.
Yeah. But I stood in the Merc ult like a retard, so
It happened.
lowest gold, let's see him hype.
Someone, that question about the 2v1, this guy wants to ask about, he's heard people say that you should backdoor their jungle and go to their red and blue. Is that viable?
For what now?
You know when you get invaded at the speed buff that we were talking about earlier, 3v2?
Then you're being invaded at the start of the game, so you don't really have time to invade theirs.
Yeah. But he's suggesting like walk all the way around to their red buff and take that one away.
Exactly, it's not a viable strategy because they'll know you're there. They don't see you in the lane, and they don't see you in the jungle where you should be. Where do you think your next assumption should be? Unless they're completely retarded, which is obviously not likely, but it's possible.
And now you're sort of at this point in the game where people are going to start taking jungle camps from you whenever they can, really, just to get themselves some farm and gold.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Well,
yeah.
I think I'm the last one to hit.
I was going to say you are a bit behind in this game, like compared to Frosty,
Yeah.
you're 2 levels down at the moment.
I mean, I'm still making a difference in the fights, and it turns up in the end of the game that I'm actually second player damage on the team.
So should you realistically be still trying to do the same sort of stuff as a jungler, even if you're behind, or should you just be looking to farm? Like
We should be looking to both. If you can get farm, then get farm. If you can get ganks, you get ganks. That's the same thing as any. You just need to be more careful of how you gank. Don't take a fight that might turn point in your favor.
Like if the jungler's like 3-4 levels ahead, guys, don't go and try and trade with the jungler. Just let that fight be.
Generally, don't want to trade with Cyrus. He wins 1v1.
Osiris pretty much wins anything physical 1v1. So
Yeah. The thing is, we have the 2 best counters to Osiris on the team. Can you guess who it is and why it counters?
the ones that count are probably Vulcan and Comfrey. On
Yes, that's correct. But why?
I'm gonna say Comfrey because his spout is a slow.
Water spout, yeah,
As a
that's
knock-up. It's a slow, so he's gonna make sure he can't get in range. And then Prime's got the meatball, which is a slow, as well as he's got the backfire to get out of range of the tether.
You're dancing on the right answer, but still
Yeah.
not quite there.
No.
The thing with Osiris is he has no mobility, and you're right somewhat in the slows, but displacement abilities is what really fucks him over. So a knock up that knocks him away, or the meatball that also knocks him away, like so he can't auto attack. That's the best way of dealing with Osiris, is having
Keeping
a
him
lot
out
of those
range.
abilities that just takes him away from your carries.
Yeah.
He has the ult as his only mobility. If he ults him on Prime, he throws a meatball and uses one and he's out of range. Like, Vulcan is probably the best god against Osiris.
Yeah, because the meatball can be positioned in different places as well, can't it?
If he ults in, he's screwed.
Yeah, just gets thrown about.
Typically.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And we engage on the go through here. I think we actually get it.
Give me an interesting.
Maybe we don't. I may be wrong. No, I don't think we did. No, they got
Do
it.
it, but Prime coming in over the top, maybe.
Yep.
That was a good blink.
Yep.
Blink paid off, and now there's going to catch up a little bit more because of that.
Yeah, you got fucking shredded. Like, they get the Gold Fury, but it's one of those
Giant.
times where getting Gold Fury doesn't really...
Well, because you know
It's not really worth
they lose so much from it. They lose like 4
They
kills,
lose 4
and
people
then the
for
fire
0.
giant.
Yeah.
Yeah, brutal.
I believe I go to so Mercury here just so he doesn't have any chance of doing shit.
Yeah, just so we can't get involved, to keep pushing him back. It makes sense.
Because we don't have a hog up because we tried to hog the Fire Giant, so he might be able to steal it.
But notice, guys, like in chat, this is all about jungle today, so like notice what Zindurn is doing from a jungle Hercules point of view. This is sort of a tanky aspect. You'll see him do very similar things on Choc to an extent, obviously with a different sort of, you know, build and outlook on the game, but he will be trying to do the same sort of things if he was playing Choc in this situation, which we see more often than a Hercules in the jungle, although Hercules is pretty viable, as we can see here.
Yeah, it works really out for us in the late game because with a no sustain comp and you have Hercules, there's not a lot of people who's gonna opt into Weakening Curse because it's just Hercules and it's not gonna last throughout all of it.
Yeah,
So
he's
I can
gonna-
basically just mitigate wounds as it lays.
Yeah, the comp makes a lot of sense because obviously the Weakening Curse does slow attack speed, but when you're only really slowing it for a ROM, it's like, well, I'm still getting hit in the face by a Habois. I'd rather have, you know, Aegis or beads or something along those lines. If you got any more questions in chat, guys, keep asking. I'm trying to answer them. Can we have an assassin replay too? What we'll do is, if Zindurn's up for it, is we'll look at some of the viewer ones that have been sent in of them jungling, and then you can give advice to them, Zindurn, if that's alright.
Sure.
You know, and we'll just
That's fine.
discuss through it, you know, and people can ask questions about it and see what they're doing.
I get happy every time Osiris dies.
I think
I hate it,
I think from
Osiris.
how long does this game last? It must be over soon, I'm guessing.
Uh,
30.
I don't-
38
I think
minutes.
it's-
What?
yeah,
So
I
another
know.
12 and
Fucking
22.
Celia fucked us over twice.
Zelia OP.
I know, like the fucking, like, literally did the Golden Bow with 700 damage once to Cupro. And then I tried to steal the speed buff.
So that was you being greedy. That's
I
what,
want the speed buff!
that was a jungler being greedy.
Yeah,
and
the
paying
team
with
was
it.
like, wait, where were you? I was trying to steal speed buff.
What do you feel about double jungle? Like with the fact of people are saying, like, you know, you just mentioned about the experience, yeah, and the fact that
Yeah,
experience is
no.
shared technically, so you get more out of it. Is double jungle viable?
No, because you're taking one player out of the dual lanes of double jungle, and they're also getting the 50% increase.
Your
And you're not gonna, you're gonna lose so much experience because the collective amount of experience in the solo or the duo is a lot higher than anywhere else.
Yep.
So there's not any merit to doing it.
I agree. I also think that, like, double jungle, if you look at the camps on the map, guys, like, there's not that, the camps don't spawn that often. There might have been a
And there's
possibility
not that
of
many.
it. Yeah, there isn't that many, A, and B, they don't spawn that often. Like, even at 2 minutes in the mid camps, it's still a push to try and rush do a double jungle. So this is probably why you don't see the double jungle, is just because there's not enough farm for a jungler to have. And who the hell's going to go in a 2v1 and be able to survive all the time? Well, Ra, maybe one or two others, but it's not an easy ask for them to deal with a 2v1, and that means that if it is a 2v1, you'll see the support roam a lot more anyway, so it's still going to be, you know, not be as effective, especially if the support's going to roam and, you know, build gold items, gold generation, they're going to still come out on top. So, we're back in the game, we're back following you. You're finally back alive after that amazing speed buff. Oh, check out that Earthbreaker.
That was,
again.
I was proud of that one.
Yeah, that was good. You know what the worst thing is, though, that I feel when you do those abilities and that is the fact that when people don't follow up and get a kill from it, you're so sad.
Well, he beats. So
That's true, that's true. So once again, you're just going to be the front line for your team all the time alongside Athena, basically.
Yep. I'm the heavy front line, basically. With my build.
what do you feel about Mystical before Urchin? I'm guessing if you go for a sort of Chak build or something.
I'm a jungler. I'd never build Mystical now.
Not even on Hercules? I'd like it on.
No.
I know you
Well,
don't need it.
Urchin gives me a lot more diverted protection. It's overall protection. Whereas, not probably that over Burger. Or Dragon Strike for that matter.
It was close, but
Yeah, we still get him.
yeah.
I use my ult here to try to send him out.
Yep, just bring down the tower and focus on. Notice how he rotates in there, guys, as well, right? When Athena gets focused, he like kind of body blocks and just prevents them from continuing the aggression on her, knowing that he can get reposition himself if required and try to help out his teammate. Like the whole game is a team game, isn't it, Zindurn? Right?
Yeah, it is.
And like,
It's a
if you sacrifice a player when you could have saved them,
this is the one time when Murray's being retarded, not me.
Titan is under attack.
Basically, on the comments in that particular engagement, I was like, well, I guess I can't really complain considering what I did. Yeah.
someone says, "What's the best way to counter jungle, or when do I know when I can do it?"
When the lanes are pushed.
There you go. Now the reason, just that Zindurn did it very simply then, when the lanes are pushed. Why is it then? Because those lanes have to be defended. There's golden experience being wasted there, which means people will be in those lanes trying to make sure they soak that golden experience, guys. And that means that they can't come into the jungle and aggress on you and collapse on you, which is the risk that you do when you try and counter jungle, is make sure you do that. So when you look at it from that point of view, you've got to always think about what position the enemy is going to be in before you try and do counter jungling in the first place.
Fucking Kanye being high on me on gold. What a fucking joke.
So we've got
I swear to God, Athena's OP.
Athena is. She's probably the strongest support right now. Like everyone seems to have forgotten about it because I played her for a bit. And I was like, wow, she's really good. But Kumba came out and I kind of like the troll build that you can do. When I say troll build, I just like how trolly he is. Like he yawns and jumps around for a bit and then uppercuts you. You know, the amount of CC is just too much. But Athena's just as good, if not better in some ways.
Yeah, I think she's so good right now.
Yeah.
I like also I think I killed by a minion. And Cobra missed all 3 shots. Good job, Cobra. Good on you. And this is a mistake. We're spreading out really hard and we're pretty low, and we shouldn't do that. We should look to back out as a team and then defend the fire giant. I basically used my free to try and heal some damage up. It's still a 200 heal.
I'm just gonna go
Never
back
seen
to
Mercury in the back line being OP.
yeah. I'm just gonna go back through this play quickly. Are you following me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because what I want to do is I want to just slow this down and just I'm going to explain to the viewers what exactly you did here because we didn't discuss it too much. We just like watched it. But God, how far away is it? How far did we went? Okay, so okay.
Just wait for the walking
So,
that's basically when it starts.
Watch what Zindurn does here. Now, technically, he's trying to wait around for them to start. They're waiting for Vulcan, for Pretty Prime to go in with the ultimate here. Then the engagement begins. Now, look at Zindurn's decision making. I just got a subscription. Cheddar Mills for the sub hypes in chat, please. Thank you for that. So I just
Dude, Osiris is a majestic fucking eagle.
Cyrus.
Look at that pose!
That is amazing. So, look at what happens here. He's looking all the time to help out his team. First of all, he's going to try and help his backline. He's peeling. This is what I mean by peel. Now, after he's helped out with Frostiak going down, he did a little bit there. Going to get hit by the Cataclysm, but look at where his attention changes to. He's going to zone out Funballer here. Stand in his way, body block, throw the boulder and force him out. Then he turns back again. Instead of chasing the Anhur, he switches back to taking out the people, trying to focus down his damage dealers. He helps out once again with bringing down Azalea and supporting his team. And Funballer still can't get involved in the fight because he leaves Athena to continue the peel. Consider your options when you're doing this in games, guys, and realise that you've got a lot of damage, yeah, but generally, as someone like Hercules, you're looking to be more of a zone, more of a tank, more of a peel character.
Yeah. The thing with helping out allies is if there's an enemy in the back line and you have an ally in the back line, if you kill that enemy, you save 2 people. You effectively kill 2 people because you save your ally and you kill the enemy. So that's worth twice as much, so to speak.
So I mean, by you doing that, you got Fire Giant More of your teammates survived because you were obviously because you were able to do
Yeah.
fire jam, but you also managed to zone out the enemy hunter who couldn't get involved. I mean, I know the hunter's still alive now, but definitely more worthwhile. Right?
Yeah, I threw the boulder for damage, which it's so much worse. The boulder.
Your
Yeah.
right tower
Right now it does about 675, I think. I'm pretty sure it does. Well, that's the base damage.
Yeah.
Plus my
Plus
attack.
your physical power, yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a lot though. I have 100, I think.
You were the last one to
100
hit
bonus
20 on your team, but you did get ahead of Frostiak by now as well.
Hooray!
Hooray!
And I'm also ahead of Kanye in levels.
And this item build's kind of what you'd expect to see on a Hercules jungle. Then basically your Urchin and Medjai's just to make sure you can, be
Yeah,
more of a
you're a
front-heavy
disruptor
tanky.
more so than anything else.
When would you sell your bombers? That's a good question.
Oh man, I sell it really late now because of the damage on the creeps and jungle camps is not bad.
So
often.
Is it like when you're about to finish 5th item sort of thing to help finish your 5th item?
Sort of 4th or 5th item.
Okay.
Typically, I sell it really late. I think I sell it later than most, but it gives a lot of benefits. The 10% damage increase on jungle camps is not bad, and it works on gold tiers as well.
So this is less of like jungling right now, guys, but more of how the game goes down, how you play a role that you pick for it. But we'll have a little look through now. Actually, what we'll do is we'll fast forward just to show the end. Because Zindurn wants to be like, yeah, we wanted to see guys who didn't catch this game.
Yay! Yeah, I also like to see Celia kill us all again.
So any
Celia
kills you will
got
again
like a
here.
triple kill and stopped us from losing the game 3 times.
Just trying to follow you for now. I'm just going to keep to you and following what you're deciding to do all the time.
And here comes Mercury, the wrecking ball.
Rip.
Fucking hate you, Mercury. You piece of shit god.
You still get Phoenix for it though, but you do lose
I
3
know,
members. I
but
mean, you could have ended
fucking
there.
Shitty ass Mercury. I hate you.
So you got 2 Phoenixes. You got
Let
3.
it Mercury fucking foils my plans once more.
So that was good damage.
Yeah, I was a bit
700
mad.
on the
I didn't
ball
see
event.
Geb come out, so we didn't get the Phoenix. I shouldn't. Like, there I should have just gone straight for the Phoenix and we would have gotten
Yeah.
it. But instead, I get killed and get nothing.
So we'll quickly.
You can fast forward, it's gonna be a little while between the next match.
Is there any good point in the game where the jungler can split push? Depends on the jungler, doesn't it, really?
If you're Loki, then yeah. If you're anyone else, pretty much no.
So you're gonna go over to
Yeah,
Fire
we're going
Giant
for Fire
again.
Giant now. And they can't really do anything to stop us. I actually zoned for the whole ordeal.
Oh, lost my button. There we go. Watch the end of this fight. The last Phoenix is going to fall here. We know it's about 38 minutes this game ended, so this is pretty much the last fight we're going to see.
Yeah, and you also get to see me zone 4 people on my own.
What do you feel about hiding the minion lion on a jungler when the enemy jungler is more auto attack based instead of skill based?
Yeah, I don't like Hyde generally.
Reasons?
It doesn't give me the power or any tipping. Or depends on him.
Yeah, and it gives you a lot of health, but I think there's better passives to items in the game, guys, that could actually pay off more better for you as the game goes on.
Yeah.
Especially against like mages and stuff like that. Like you could find yourself something that'd be like even a sovereignty, but you don't really see that as generally the supports. But
Minions MVP.
minions MVP. So that's into that one. But what we'll do is we'll go over one of the replays you guys have sent in to me today, and we'll have Zindurn give you some advice, and I'll just generally commentate over it, and Zindurn can be like, "Yeah, this is really good. I like this decision you made here."
I hate this. You suck. You should kill yourself.
What should we, I would like to see an assassin because I think an assassin would be good here. What would you like? You can choose. You can have a Bastet, a Humbatz, or a Mercury.
I mean, the hardest one to play correctly is Mercury, so let's not take that one.
Okay.
I'd say Hunbats because he has a lot of things he can do.
I'll give you the ID. We'll go for it. If I can copy, thank you.
Yeah, I do hate Mills. That's true.
There's the ID in TeamSpeak for you. So
Right. Good.
we'll bring it up. Slash or replay. Is that going to work? We'll find out if it loads. There we go. Even though it says Hindu band on the screen, it's not me. So it always loads up the
You had that one bug where it's a lot of squares when you try to type something up.
I've not seen that one. My worst bug that I had is the one with the maps on the wrong side. That hurts my soul so much. So
Have you had that one?
yeah, what with the maps on the wrong side?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had it all weekend casting. Maps on the left hand side, and it doesn't come up with kill notifications of who killed who. So I had to use my brain the whole time and be like, okay,
Oh
it looks
my
like he
God.
killed him, even though it could have been like, you know, I'll auto attack from somebody that I didn't see. It was really rough.
Seriously, the new Grand Slam Hercules has like the worst card in the game as well. It's like just overall the worst skin.
So this is gonna be Spare 74's replay. I believe he's a Frenchie.
And it's probably a league game, as far as I can tell. From
Yeah,
certain
it's league because there's bans. Yeah, I mean, generally most of the games I'll probably get are going to be league games, so we're going to follow him. What number is he? Let's find out. 4. He's 4. Cool. I'm going to pause for a second first, while I just update a few things before we start, like the team names and stuff. We will call.
Can you call them? One call them Team Swag, the other can call them Team Lag.
Swag versus lag.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do that. Swag, fine. I want to put a bracket in, but it's not going to work. So we're going to go through Spare's game and see what he chose to do throughout it, and just try and give him some feedback on it. If you still have questions in chat, guys, don't hesitate to ask, okay? And we'll try and answer them as we go at the same time. But we will be focused on the replay, so you can try and learn some more from it as well as this goes on. Oh, he's number 4.
He's going to the new standard jungle style essentially.
Which
All
is,
people have adopted taking Boombass Hawk 2 and Zoom Putts.
you synced? You're not synced, are you?
No.
It's okay.
I'm about to sync.
No problem.
There you go, I'm synced.
So the Hog 2, right? The Hog 2 start. If you don't go for the Hog 2 and you go for Hog 1, what do you get? Do you get boots? Do you get more pots? What do you think?
Or you just save the gold.
You just keep the gold.
You can keep the gold.
Keep the gold.
There's a lot of
eventually
gold
later on.
to keep.
Yeah, but what you're going to generally build boots anyway, right?
Well, yeah, so you could be Boots 1, I guess. That's what Frostic did in the other game.
And what do you feel about health pot and mana potion? Do you think that's a good start? Or health
That's
pot
fine,
and-
honestly, but what about just
Better than a
lot of
ward?
mana?
Better than a ward, or?
Well, you could get a ward.
Okay.
Ward is also viable. Scarface.
Now, the one thing about this start here, guys, that I don't like, right, I'm going to mention this now, especially for solo queue play, is that you're not getting any vision right now, Spare, of anything else the hell's going on the map, right? If you
Well, that's
position
not his
yourself...
fault.
Sorry?
That's the soulless job to buy a ward.
Yeah,
Well,
true, but do you rely on other people? I don't. Would you advise people? Would you stand here? Yeah, you
I
might,
would
you
rely
might sell
on
them.
them enough to get a ward, and if not, tough luck. I am not buying that
But
fucking ward.
no, but my point is standing right in front of your buff waiting the whole time instead of just standing around the corner so you can see it
Oh,
coming.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
what I
yeah.
was going to say. It's not like get a ward, it was more position yourself differently, guys, so you can actually see vision of enemies possibly coming to invade you. Because like if they came through the blue buff area here, you could be dead right now, and
I
nobody's
have like
going
the
to save
most
you.
grouchy attitude into what's that? We don't have wards. Tough luck.
I don't care, buy some yourself!
Yeah. You should put a point in your 2 rather than your 3. I know the 3 is a little bit more damage, but your 2 has a lower cooldown.
There you go, so pick your 2 first. Look for the one that's going to have either lower cooldown or more damage, but cooldown's probably come more in handy,
Yeah,
right?
the thing is that the 2 is your main damage, and it's the most power you get per point. So you wanna have the point in your 1 at level 2. So now you don't like now you have shit for Wave Clear in the duo stage. Because either of you made the wrong decision and they opened it 2, and then you have no escape if you get caught by literally anything. Or you have your 1, so you have something escape, but you don't have a lot of clear.
What the hell's that?
That's Hunbats, that's very
No,
rude.
wait. Oh, it's
What are
the
you looking
bunny
at?
rabbit. Okay, sorry, I was really confused.
I'm
There was a
sorry.
red dot moving on the map, and I'm like, I thought I had a dead pixel on my screen because I could see it through the wall, and I was like, it was going the wrong way. Is that a bugged minion? And I was like, no, it's the bloody rabbit. Okay, I was so confused.
I keep forgetting the Chang'e actually has a passive.
It's a pretty good, but she's got 2 passives. That's pretty good actually.
Yeah.
Like since she gets mobility for using a skill, and she can never have to recall if she doesn't need to. She can sustain enough.
Kronos has 4 passives.
Yes, he does. Odin used to have loads.
Odin used to have a million.
So he left before the 1 minute 30 lane wave here, right?
Yeah.
Which we were discussing. So he's not going to get level 5.
He's not gonna level 5 from the creep camps.
Which means he's gonna, when he gets to mid camps, he's gonna only be level 4. Which means if a fight breaks out here, then he's gonna have a hard time.
He can't leech a wave in middle, which I certainly hope he does. Also, one thing he does wrong is he doesn't juggle all attacks between his skills. What you want to do with Unbats is every time you use a spell, you get a crit chance on the next hit. It doesn't have an internal cooldown, so you can do that as much as you want. So you use the spell, then you auto, then you use the spell, then you auto.
Now, one thing to note as well, right? He's just hit level 4, and I'm just going to pause again for a second. Remember what I did earlier? When you get that 1 minute 30 creep wave, by the time your buff runs out, your speed will be ready. Is that right? Like, you should be able to pick up speed straight away?
Yeah.
Because your red buff runs out. But now, because he rotated so early, his red buff's got a little bit longer, and he doesn't want to drop his speed now because he's sat there like, well, I don't want to waste it because I'm not going to get time to do it. So he's going to go
Loki's
for a
really
gank
out
here,
of
though.
position, so that's a really good decision he's making here. He might be able to get 2 kills.
Gets frozen, used 2 skills already. Did you get an assist for that? I'm not sure if
He should have gone on a mirror.
Didn't get an assist.
That's a
out
lot
of
of hindsight. He tried to help out. What he should have done is leap in, slow the enemy, then attack, and use his 2.
So far, Sped, make sure you're using your auto attacks in between skills so far. And make sure you go for your buffs. Because he's hit 5 already, speed's still not done,
Your left tower is
and you're floating around mid waiting for these mid camps, but you've still got time.
Yeah, you
like-
probably could have killed the speed in the time for the mid camp.
He's looking for a Hombat's ult, that's what I can see right now. Like, he knows he's got ult, he's trying to find Ra out. Remember this,
There's
guys,
being
mid camp's
competitive.
3:15. 3:15 is the sort of time he's going to spawn. Pretty much every time. At the start of the game. Unless something crazy happens like an invade or someone gets delayed or they get reset. You'll notice it'll start flashing very, very soon now. It just depends how long it took them to do it as well.
under
They've cleared that really
Your
slow.
right tower is under
All of
attack.
the bananas.
I'm guessing it was just Ra clearing it on his own by the looks of it. I'm guessing.
Maybe.
So
Kev
let's-
shouldn't really have a Hawk there because he doesn't have to. Why waste a Hawk for nothing?
Now, the fact, Spare, that you've not done your speed yet, I know you go for the mid camps at this point, but the longer you leave your speed up, you're wasting experience for yourself and gold in the jungle, right? Like,
Somewhat.
you could
The
have...
big camp is always worth it a buff, getting your own buffs.
They are, but he could have taken the speed before that. Like, he had the time overall
Yeah.
by waiting for those camps. He could have gone over, taken
If
the
he was looking for gang on Rod, it's still fine. Like, he just takes the speed now and gives the red to his mid laner.
Yep.
I was about to say give the red to Prime. like,
Give the red to Prime, you're so used to it. Give Prime red.
yeah. Give Prime the red. Dude, Prime gets so happy when he gets a red buff. I used to be really, really stingy with giving him buffs and I just took them on my own. Now
You're
he's
just
just
like,
like, he gets all of the red buffs unless I'm Fenrir.
No, they're mine. I'm not giving you...
You can't have them, they're mine! How can they be yours when they're actually mine?
So we've got speed, and he's not gone back to base yet at all. I mean, he's sustained quite well for the most part. He's used both his potions now. Gets hit
I would back after getting that happy.
We'll see if he does. Don't look, he's gonna. He looks like he's gonna try and put pressure on.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
like-
I might go for blue as well here. Like, I remember,
Yeah,
like, yeah,
same.
I'll go over and get
He
blue.
considered it.
Oh, he's gonna because he sees the gank now. Okay, this is good, but he's low on mana. But can he do anything about this? Well, he's gonna nearly use that
have ult?
damage. He does have ult.
Oh, he should have used them.
Yeah, he could have used ult straight away, but instead he's just putting pressure on.
Should've.
If you used ult there, you probably would have picked up a kill or just
Killed
turned that
the
fight
mirror,
around
yeah.
massively. Because obviously, with Yume using his ult there, there was no real escape from it.
And he had no freeze as well.
Yep.
So there's no risk for you.
Always try to remember, guys, that when you look at the enemy person you're fighting, work out what abilities he's used. Like, okay, his frost breath's down, his ultimate's down, so what's he got left that's really going to hurt me? You know?
Try timing his ult at, when it comes down. That's when you hit him with your leap. Like time how you leap, or if you only have enough mana for the ult, then you run in just when it explodes, like just after, obviously. And then you throw the ult so that he's pushed towards you. The thing with Combat's ult is it's always pushed away from the totem, so it's really easy to control where they're going. As opposed to old Wukong, where they just went everywhere.
So right now you're going to go and soak up mid lane. It's a good idea to soak it up because, you know, his free experience
Yeah.
has just been wasted. I know Red Buff's still not gone down yet, but as long as you rotate after this, it should be good. Your team's doing a good job warding. Although you've chosen to go left to help out against Ra, who's rotating in there. What do you feel about this? Do you think it's a good idea? 50-50?
Not after that Gib roll. He could have gotten a kill if Gib hadn't knocked Ra to space. But he's probably
Probably
gonna
good
do
now,
anyway.
yeah.
Yeah, Ra was dead.
Cool.
Please, Gib. That's fine, that's a decent trade-off. He's also ahead of Loki by a little bit. How far ahead of he? Is he 200 goldish?
I mean, the good news is he's aware of the mid camp spawning. Like he's in position waiting for him every time, which is fantastic.
Yeah, he's where he should be.
It's one of the best things about jungle, the biggest things about jungle, making sure they rotate to these mid camps to soak up experience. The fact that you got the raw kill kind of paid off because of the fact you're not taking your reg out, otherwise you would probably be a bit further behind than you actually are.
Yeah, but he gets both mid camps now.
I don't know.
Oh, where are you going?
He's considering his options right now. He's like, oh, can he get some camps? Always go for the mid camps, guys. Get the experience.
Always the mid camp. It's 90 gold. It's 11 gold. That's like half a kill.
Half a kill. See that? So even if you don't, if you go to mid lane and get the kill, then you get, you know, double the gold. But if you don't get the kill, you've just wasted 90 gold. You've just wasted half a kill by not going for them. So here's a gank onto Chunga. Nice damage and nice link up.
Yeah, that's good.
Works out well.
I probably would have tried to force out the 2 if it wasn't used already. Like wait for the 2 and then ult.
Mm-hmm.
Because if she'd been aware or she'd been paying attention, then
yeah,
she could have
escaped it with the 2. Or
yeah,
got
exactly.
out of range a bit quicker. Yeah.
You'd be like,
my ult's wasted again. So now you rotate them up. I've seen this red buff and this blue buff have been up for a long time now. I know you've put pressure on and stuff, but try and keep your jungle on farm. Like, it's free farm waiting for you there overall. Because think about the fact that if you don't take a buff down for 5, basically the buff's cooldown is 5 minutes before it comes back up, right? And if you
4
don't,
minutes.
sorry, 4 minutes. If you don't take it down, then that's potential golden experience you're wasting in the jungle right now for later on in the game. So you can end up falling further behind if things start going wrong for you and you've not got anything to farm because you took so long doing the buffs in the first place.
Now you're screwed. Oh, never mind.
Ooh, that snipe was close. You need to walk back into that one.
Yeah. If he'd shot straight on, then he would have hit that.
I'm interested to see what he does here because it looks like he wants to do his speed again, like he's just left red buff all alone, going straight back for his speed.
He's in the position for speed, so why not?
I'm guessing you're back here, right?
No, I'd probably kill the small camp first.
Rampage.
I retain that killing the small camp is the better choice because it's right there and it's not like you.
Yeah, and you're high enough level. Yeah, you're high enough level to clear it and not risk dying to it.
Yeah.
He's gone back right now. He's completed his boots and he's hovering around thinking about what else to pick up. Looks like he's going Jotuns as well.
Jotuns, yeah. It's really good on home bats, so
yeah.
no
For the
surprise.
cooldown, not just the penetration, but the cooldown as well will help him out with his ultimates and stuff.
The penetration on is actually not that great. I mean, it's only 11.
Tower is under attack.
Considering how much you're paying, like, boots give you 15, Brawler Fleets give you 20.
Yep.
Both are cheaper. Titan's Bank gives you 33%. It's all about the cooldown reduction.
Well, you're already a better jungler than Zindurn this game, Spare, because you bought 2 wards, so that's a good start. We're getting somewhere, Spare. It's not going too bad. And now we're going to see the red buff down. Now, this buff was available at, what is it, like 410, basically? 420?
Yeah.
420, and it
minutes.
got dropped at 920, so that means you've wasted 5 minutes without that buff being used, basically. And then you did it when you hopefully your mid laner picks that up, otherwise it's going to be wasted even more.
Wait a second.
Your middle tower is under attack.
So mid camps are coming up and you're trying to put tower pressure on here?
Tower is under attack.
How do you feel about this then?
I think it's fine. There's not a lot of risk of dying considering how far Luke is behind. And
You can turn around and bounce
the one thing you should have done there was place it a little close to Loki because I actually get pushed out of it. You still get the kill, but if he'd still, you would have been in a bad spot.
Your middle tower
In the fact, you wouldn't get the kill. Place it as close to him as possible, so it takes as long as possible for the fear to get him out of the totem, because it's control, free auto attacks, and damage you're missing out on.
Yeah, makes sense. Good opportunity to counter jungle here.
Yep. Maybe wait a little bit for Hog because you know he's coming, so try to hold on.
does it
Oh, no,
lose
it's
that?
not. He might actually die here.
Oh, you got it,
I
okay.
wouldn't be surprised.
He's got the back
Oh,
up.
right, Novus is there.
He's baiting.
Yeah.
The bait worked. Oh, did it? Ooh, that was close.
I think Chang'e missed Novus, didn't he?
Yeah.
He probably would have died if Chang'e did Novus. It would have been long enough.
Oh, the snipes!
Wrecked!
That was a really good snipe, considering we didn't even know where he was. That was a really good snipe.
Hashtag wrecked.
So, that's going to be your first death of the game. You were the highest level with the most gold on your team there. Probably going to fall behind a little bit now. On that. Mid camps have gone down again. So what do you do as a jungler here now? Like, when you respawn, looking at the camps right now, he's only really got the experience camp up. Does it just go to the experience camp and then look for a fight, look to farm mid or something? It looks like mid's going to be free farm to an extent, because mid laner never seems to be there.
Middle tower is under attack.
Just answering one in the chat, Dylan. I don't buy hasten fatalities on anyone. How dare you assume such a thing?
Carly?
Yeah, even on Kali.
don't
The
buy
way I
Kali?
play is I play I at least do it with sprint. That's the word.
Your middle tower
Sprint and
is
beats.
under attack.
Sprint and beats.
Skip over the beats.
That's true. So take
Alright,
XP, good call. I think it's a good call to go right and just defend this tower, knowing that nobody else is here.
That's experience as well. And that's a possible kill. Do you have ult yet? Yeah, you do.
That's a better ult as well.
Yeah.
Hard to bring it down though.
Jump on
Forced to
her.
whack, you, 1 for 1 in ultimates isn't too bad though. And you're gonna be able to.
Did he not have his one up? Because he could have killed her.
Not sure. Didn't he use it to
If
make.
the one was up there, then you made a mistake by not leaping in on her. She had everything used, so there's not much of a chance she was going to turn on you. You leap on her, you slow her for 50% for about 2 seconds. So you'll be able to hold on left click on her essentially.
Yeah, always read as well, guys, the abilities, like the abilities of the god that you're playing, because like there's some little nuances in them that you'll not notice the first time you play the god or a few times. You won't think about it until you go, wow, does that really do that? Like the slow from the one, you know? Not a lot of people know that about Humbats because it gets skipped over.
Killing spree.
Sorry about losing the sounds back. That was aggressive, but you got out. But for how long? That's a question. Not long enough.
That's a shame.
Should he have stayed in? Or should
Nope.
he have gone in?
Probably
the first
done
place?
now. He shouldn't have gone. He didn't have ult up.
Generally, you're just looking for when you've got ult, really. Is that what you look? trying to
Yeah,
do as an
Wimbas is
assassin?
most about his ult. If he doesn't have ult, he's not great.
Your middle
It's a bit like
tower
Mercury
is
as well,
under
that I'm guessing. I mean, I know Mercury's kind of.
Well, yeah, Mercury scales like a mofo. Like he scales.
Yeah.
Your team has
His scaling is not a
destroyed
joke,
middle
honestly.
enemy tower.
Because he gets like 30 power for free by the virtue of being Mercury. 50 if it has speed buff. And then he has the third best steroid in the game.
So now we're back to base. He's not bought anything else because he's not had the gold to. Just check how much gold
Yep.
he's on actually.
The second one being
five.
Almis, and the first one arguably being Nasha.
Mhm. So what have you noticed so far that you could like work on improving on? Or anything
Clearing
else?
out his jungle camps and making sure to take out what abilities the enemy use on considering how he engages.
What are you doing? What are you waiting
Stand-
for, Spur?
Chilling.
Chilling in the backseat, just waiting
That was
for
a good
everybody to.
Here he should have ult, definitely. Like, there are two people that come up, get the ult out. He only hits one person here, and it's essentially when the fight is over.
Is it worth going aggressive on the Ymir at the start or jumping on the back line with your ult?
If you can get off with your ult, then go for that. If you can just get a free pick, then
Yeah. He's hunting, he's hunting, what's he gonna find? Choosing not to. Oh, he does jump to the monkey very late there.
well, I guess I'm not the only one with his abilities.
So it makes you feel normal, doesn't it? It makes you feel human.
It's great. It feels good.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Mills, I will kill you.
What did Nels say? So 17 minutes in, 15 minutes, sorry, 15 minutes in, you're 17 kills ahead. You are 14...
70 kills ahead.
Sorry, 17 to 11. Oh, I'm so tired, man. Like, the amount of casting, I'm like, brain went numb after the games yesterday, honestly. The first few rounds just went on forever, it felt like. Because they had so many technical issues, but hey.
Yeah.
But your ultimate's up here, and you're waiting for the mid-camps to spawn, which is good. And then hopefully we'll see you try and, abuse that ultimate again and look for a pressure somewhere. I'm guessing mid lane's the option you're looking for.
I probably would have gotten beat spawn at the very least sooner than you did.
He's going to find a kill out of that one, I think.
Yep.
You should have got beat sooner, did you say?
Yeah, he should have gotten beat spawn at the very least.
Well, he did have 500 gold after his last death and he didn't pick it up, but now he's sat on 2.2k. And now he looks like he's going to rotate around for his red buff.
Yeah, once you get Jordan, he should rush beats free, but always get like one point of beats. Because it could save your life. It's the lessons you can learn from the fray.
Tower is under attack.
Notice how he didn't have a red buff there, guys. I'm not sure whether he got stolen by his own team or by the enemy team, but if you don't clear your camps out, people have the potential to steal them away, and that's going to lose your golden experience. That's why we keep mentioning about making sure you keep your jungle on cooldown, so to speak, and keep clearing the buffs out, just to make sure you don't lose golden experience. Not just because it's sat there, but also because you could lose it to the enemies as well.
Gib is such a cool character.
Who?
Gib is such a cool lad.
I don't know. I'm starting to fall in love with him a little bit more. Like I wasn't a big
Well,
fan.
it's just the way he looks, the way his abilities work, what he
Yeah.
does. This is really cool.
The cool abilities and things. Like I like his abilities and stuff like that, but I'm like, he's not that entertaining to play like compared to others. I guess I just don't know.
Kumba's just hilarious to play.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I like Kumba's like my favorite because
It's fun to be ulted by Kumba, actually. Like, you're just like, oh, I can see my house for you.
you jump all the way down. You get map vision. Oh, by the way, there's a Loki coming in, guys. You know, you can actually see over the map.
I have the bird's eye view, literally.
Yeah, I think Geb's cool character, but like playing him's kind of blah. Yeah. Like you could do a lot and you can look really cool in the games. Like those last, you know, the clutch shields and stuff look really good in games, you know, and people are like, oh my god, thank you for that amazing shield. But when you play the character, it's like, there's not
There's a
a
few
lot.
things that hints towards this being a low elo game.
Go on. No one's really closing out.
That, and if you look at a particular set of boots on both supports,
This is true. Reinforced Greaves.
yeah.
Do not buy those, guys. Buy them.
Please.
Buy them as last item, right? When you filled out your whole build, maybe go back and get them if you need to be tankier. If not, get cooldown reduction.
Wow, you're just taunting the supports as if they'll ever get last items.
Yo, I play support and get last items
Yeah, but
because
I'm
my games go
building.
65 minutes on average. That's why. Even I can get there.
I have genuinely never played a scrim or return game where the support got last item.
The dream. The dream.
The dream.
The dream of all supports.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how long this game goes on. We'll speed it up a little bit now, because when it gets to this stage of the game, really, it's kind of about team fighting more than anything else, and not about the jungling,
Yeah.
really, isn't it? So,
It
just
is.
see if the super fast mode, and see if we find something interesting that goes on.
I just keep thinking how entertaining it would be to play Fenrir in this particular game.
I'll tell you what we'll do. What we'll do is we'll just do another one. Return to lobby, and we'll do one other one, just see another one from the start, because we saw Humbats there. And overall, he just needs to focus on make sure he keeps his jungle on cooldown a little bit more, and then obviously learn the god a little
There are
bit
three things. One, keep your jungle clear a little bit better. Two, think about which abilities the enemy has used before you go in or back off. And three, scale it to a level 1.
Do you want a Bastet, a Mercury, or a Bacchusora?
Let's go Bastard.
Bastet. Right.
Oh, dude, you're having a lot of viewers at the moment.
Everyone seems to enjoy these sessions. It seems like watching, watching the replays with an analysis of like what they could improve on. I don't think anyone else does this. That's why. So it's like, okay,
Oh, yeah.
we'll give it a go.
Ymir has the greatest impact on team fights. True and false. It depends. If you're ahead or you're even on Ymir, you could do a lot. But if you're even slightly behind, you're the worst support in the game because you have mobility inherently.
So,
And I think Athena would overall be the strongest one for team fights because of her ult, and her CC, and her dash, and her free. All of it. Yes, she's a jack of all trades, masterful.
so we're gonna be following play in this one. Who's gonna be in the red team? I'm guessing that's gonna be like 8.
Give me a second.
No problem. Sorry, I need to work out what.
There we go. I should
7.
load in.
Yay. Sorry, no worries.
Oh man, I'm in this game too.
Are you in this game?
I keep getting this fucking loading screen.
The loading screens are amazing.
We're fucking Planet of the Apes Hercules staring me in the face.
Are you in?
I am.
Cool. Right. So we're going to be following Bastet this time round, and he's on Team Lag this time as well, starting from the red side. So we'll see the other start that we don't really talked about too much. The fact that you get more of an assist from the solo laner because you share experience on both the two camps at the start. He's going for the same start build though, Zindurn. So, do you feel this is good on Bastard? Generally the best.
I should probably. Oof, I should sync up. Oh
Sorry.
man, it's tiring being a scumbag.
But when you start the game, would you say for a new player this is the best sort of start to do in the jungle? The safest.
Oh yeah,
start?
definitely. It's the safest start. It's the whole non-hog thing is something I would encourage people who play jungle to do, but not something I encourage people learning the jungle to do.
Yeah. But if you've played jungle for a while and you want to try something different, try going without it on certain.
If you want to feel potent in team fights, then yeah.
Yeah, you could. It will give you a little bit more, guys, because you're going to be able to get a different active. Obviously, that's what the main aim of it is. But
You'd say it's just one active, but holy shit, the difference.
I can imagine. No, I know what you're saying. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, fist is another option, but hey, fist. But hey,
Screw fist. When you can get blink beast Hercules.
1 second CC that also has diminishing returns on it, so your other CC
Yeah.
doesn't work as well. Yeah, it's kind of painful.
Minions have spawned.
So, would you go for a steal here as playing Bastard, or would you just
I wouldn't know. I'd just get my buff.
just get your buff? Right, so we're gonna start this one off. Hog immediately.
Yeah. I use it
Go
too.
for two
Yeah.
lead. Yep.
Nothing on the on there.
Just bring it down.
Bring it. Yeah, that's correct. Now let Raw steal it because he's a dirty bird.
Dirty, dirty bird.
We all know that cats are superior to birds, but dogs are superior to cats, hence why Finger is the best out.
But what about Goobus?
Eh.
No?
No, I don't like Goobus.
Poor Goobus.
Yeah, poor Goobus, nobody loves him.
So, you're going to be late to the lane overall here? Well, actually, no, you're going to still
bit.
beat the other team. Actually, so it's a lie. You're a little bit later than you should have been, but they're quite late
Well,
as well.
you couldn't have been there faster, honestly.
Yeah, because Roz, Roz without Hog.
You shouldn't get Hog on Raw.
No,
though.
you shouldn't get Raw. No, sorry, I wasn't trying to. I was about to say that as well. You shouldn't get Hog on Raw, but some of the solo lanes you're going to be working with, you need to make sure you keep an eye on their item choices, because if they don't have Hog, because they're playing certain roles, then it's going to take a little bit longer to clear buffs out.
I like the decision to not go for a Raz here, actually.
Just farming down.
Fucking directed camera, go fuck yourself.
Just go to, if you click on free.
Yeah, I
and
did,
just
I
press-
did.
Yeah.
I just forgot.
You just
I like
forgot
the
about
decision to not go for harass you because it's hell, so there's not much of one anyway.
Which is just sustain it back up anyway.
Yeah.
Is it not worth
But
trying
you
to
can,
burst it
still,
down?
you can
at,
still
like-
do it, honestly, because thing is, if you harass her, you force her to use mana.
Yeah.
And even if Hill has blue buff, she's very mana intensive, so you can force it down to a low amount of mana. Then Ra has not leaves you at time.
So that was the
This is why you
130
should
camp.
be leaving.
You should
Yeah,
be
you
leaving
should-
now.
You should be gone.
But should you stay if the enemy jungle is staying? Like,
Nope.
no, always
There's
130
no reason
lead.
to skate.
Okay.
Yeah, just leave. That's the absolute latest you should leave.
Okay. So this means that your rotation through the rest of your jungle means you're going to be late for mid camps. Means that
Yeah, and
you
you
know,
leave your own buffs.
and the enemy of the other laners are not scared of your presence because they know you're still in solo. So you're level 4 now. You cleared that wave out. I like that he bled and then left. Like, but he was
Yeah.
a bit late. He should have done that maybe in the last camp, the camp before this wave before. Sorry.
Yep. Oh, you can see she already lost her buff. If she'd left the wave early, she could have killed that camp, gone to the buff, killed it, and then picked up the buff straight away. Now she's gonna have downtime. If he doesn't give the red buff to her middle laner, then the middle. If she takes the buff, then she's gonna have to wait to clear her speed.
And now it looks like he's trying to pressure middle lane because Mercury's here. Would you do this
Which
because
is-
you know Merc's here
no.
or what? I mean,
No, not really. She has to push, so there's nothing you can gain from doing that besides wasting time.
okay. Well, so far, I mean, we look at what Mercury's trying to do. He's trying to gank still, so you're actually coming out ahead at the moment.
But you could be much further ahead, which is the point.
Yeah, you would probably be 5 by now. Like, and he's still level 4.
Oh,
You
definitely,
can
he
stay.
would be fine.
Yeah. So now you're 5, and now you
About
get
20 seconds
for...
late. I mean, yeah, you're still. If you left earlier, you would have given the soul lane not an experienced lead because they usually get ahead by default of being on red side,
Or more
but
gold.
you'd given some strength.
More gold and accelerate them just a little bit faster. So I believe that you lost the mid camps there, was that right?
Yeah. No, she should have jumped in straight away, then hawked them, and then gone out.
Jump hog out again. And
Yeah.
now you're looking to pressure... Yeah, I'm thinking... You sat here looking like you're looking to think about what you want to do now. You're like, where do I go? Maybe I'll go to the
You don't
back
have
camps.
cats, you don't really have a lot of gang potential anywhere.
Cats
Also-
is the main thing you want to do with this step, basically.
Yeah, fuck, I hate the cats, they last forever.
Oh, I'm slow.
Yeah, they're just the most annoying thing in the game. There's nothing annoying than bastard cats.
So you could have gone over for the other mid camps as well, because you knew they spawned at the same time, and you can see the fight breaking up between those two now. Hopefully you're going to engage on that. Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
Go for the option, which is good.
Come on, Tour.
That was a good
Do
three.
him.
That was a good three. That was a good three.
Yes.
Good three to set the two. Nice.
Do you remember when Bassett's free took 1,000,000 years to activate?
No, because I'm still new at the game.
Oh, right. You weren't here before the Bastet remake?
No, I was here before. Yeah, I used to lie. I was here before the Bastet remake. Yeah.
Yeah.
But because I actually played Bastet back then, I was like, wow, she's actually pretty good. She's got good damage and stuff. I know she was a bit slower on, like the cone and the 3 was slower, but I still thought she was really strong. And I was like, why don't people play her?
The thing is, the 3 was the most worthless spell in the game.
Yeah, it just took too long.
It took... Like, that shit was like watching paint dry. It was you activated it and you just sat there for a few hours, and then you sat there for another few hours, and then it would activate.
No, I like this decision to go with the blue buff first, because you've still got red anyway.
Yeah.
So, clearing that one out is good. I can't remember how long. You're going to back now before? It's probably a good idea, I guess, because you know you're going to get your full use of your speed.
Yeah. And you probably get boots free. No.
Your
Boots too.
middle tower is under attack.
She's in an awkward position, because you can almost get boots free, but not quite.
Yeah, if you just check how much gold you got, you sat on 900 gold here. What is it? You've gone for 2 wards and a health potion. Already better than Zindurn, because you're buying wards. Good start. Good start.
Thank you.
I'm gonna do that every game now, because you didn't buy a single fucking ward that whole game, that whole.
I
third
bought
place
one ward, okay?
One ward, okay.
I bought a few. I bought a few for the fight.
So we have a look at you taking the speed buff now and see what you choose to do from here. The rest of your camps are down apart from that right hand side one, sorry, left hand side one from our view.
Is there all out again? Yeah, there's. I'd look for Gangman. Possibly on Hell. That's a really easy ganks. It also is on Ao Kuang, and it also is on the Dome. So she has a lot of options.
So Hell's easy to gank, even though she's got sustain, she's going to be easier to gank than a Scylla, because Scylla's got the
She
mobility
can't
to get
do.
away.
She can do absolutely nothing to stop the cats.
Yeah, they'll just surround her and just keep beating her down. Whereas Scylla can use a sentinel to get away if required. So think about what the lane opponent is you're trying to gank before when you're looking for opportunities like this. Maybe if someone's overextended, you can actually no, it's not Scylla who's ganking, is it? It's Ao Kuang.
Sitting on the tower. Basically, this is what Hell does when she's ganked by Bastet with cats.
And that's it. It's pretty much done. So you got mid camps, brilliant. Now you know the other mid camps are spawning soon. I'll see if we'll see if you go over there. Maybe you soak up some experience in mid lane. You know Mercury's going over because you just saw him go.
Why is it so ridiculously hot in Denmark?
It's hot here too. I don't know why it's hot either. I'm so confused by it.
Yeah, well, why is it not raining?
Like I said, guys, if you've got questions in chat about anything to do with the jungle, please ask, and we'll try and answer them for you at the same time. At the moment, we're just following viewer replays at the moment of like giving a bit of an analysis of what they did during the game, what they could try and work on doing and getting better. Mercury misplayed
Good
that.
cats. Probably should have gone out of the Ao Kuang ultimate. You did have time to do it. You almost died for it.
Pops the potion.
It's really easy to, if you're not slowed down, then just sidestep 2
This
paces
is-
and you're home free.
This is risky. Risky, but I like it. Alright, good.
It's not really risky. She knows where Hell is and Ao Kuang is forced out. There's not really much they can do.
True. I just called relying on your teammates to make sure they come with you, you know? Because like starting that buff on your own. She waited for the hog, obviously, did it that way and did the potion, so. So back to base again. We're gone for full boots now completed. We're 2-0. We've got a lead over Mercury by about a level at the moment. What's the goal difference between the two of you? Let's have a little look.
I don't think Mercury has ulted yet, which is a mistake.
3.8, 4.3. Yeah, Mercury should be looking to ult all the time. So go back to the jungle, clear it out once again. You could have potentially like ignored that camp and rotated around to the solo lane and picked up some experience there, but
Or the red buff.
or the red buff as well, which you're going for now it seems. So
Yeah, I'd start with the small camp and red buff. Then I'll get speed myself.
more reinforced Greaves in this game.
Reinforced Greaves.
You made special tic tacs.
Reinforced Grievers.
Do you know what? For what you get from it, right? Just to talk about reinforced. Oh, Sonic Boom, going to connect with you.
Oh, rip Mercury.
Wow, Scylla just picked him off perfectly. Good 3.
Oh yeah, that was good. Smack.
Good 3. And now you're going to rotate over to the duo.
I'm not sure if there's much of a point besides getting XP, which is as good a point as any, I guess.
Your middle tower is under attack.
But when you look at me reinforced Greaves, honestly, you get some good protections from it. You get a little bit of health. You also get, 30% reduction to CC.
It also
Oh.
costs about 2.3k gold.
Exactly. But it's the cost.
It is 2,100 something, I think.
Yeah, it's so expensive is the reason that nobody wants you to pick that item up, because by the time you've got that online, it's going to delay you getting your Hog 3 online, which means you're going to possibly lose out of the Gold Fury if that becomes an issue as well, you know, especially when if the enemy support has gone for the Midas Boost Rush, they're going to have Hog 3 way before you. So you...
Yeah, and they're going to get more gold.
Your right tower is under
And they're going to get a little bit of mana.
Yep.
And more health.
So you get mid camps again. I like the fact, Zero, that you're making sure you get these mid camps over and over again. This is good. It's important to make sure you keep yourself going. And in doing so, you're denying Mercury experience as well. So this is where Hercules, yeah, the newest god.
Speaking of Hercules, I have a dream, honestly. Hercules so big and Mercury. I would like to see if I can push them from one tower to another.
All the way. So you try and gank Hell, you miss your pounce, do land the bleed, and your cats go down, Sonic Boom's going to cause an issue for you. You stick to her though, which is good, but now you're in trouble.
Hey, you run... You try... I think you're going to go for a lead.
He's trying to juke out on a fire jump for the pounce.
Yeah.
Have a quick look back at that again. I think the pounce was unneeded, honestly. I think that's the big thing here. I don't think you needed the pounce. You could have 3'd and then 2'd.
What are you here?
Did you? You still synced with me? Yeah.
I am.
Okay.
Is it now?
Yeah. Let's watch it back one more time very quickly. So I'm gonna go in slow mode on it. When you come around this corner here, you go for a pounce, which will do damage, but you're putting your pounce on cooldown, which means it's harder for you to reposition later on if things do get crazier. Now, if you're 3 and then you could get in range for the 2, you wouldn't.
Oh no, the pounce was awful.
Yeah, that's the issue. The pounce was unneeded really, but the cats is good, the bleed's good.
I'm gonna be honest, the pounds would have, if it had hit, it would have been a good pounce because she would have died so much
quicker.
Earlier.
Yeah. But
the
if she would have saved it, she could have it here to be able to pounce away again.
I'm not quite sure about the Zilla either.
Yeah. I think that was the biggest issue you made there. I like trying to juke around the fire giant and use that as like a body blocker. Isn't cool. I do that all the time too. Like, if you're gonna die, try and give him aggro from the fire giant. Other than that though, you know, you focus Hell down, which is good. Make sure you bring down Hell, because fuck Hell, basically.
Yeah, fuck Hell.
I'm sorry, Hal's just one of those that's like, So we should be able to follow you again in a minute. What are you buying in base? The good news is you're buying items while you're dead. Looks like he's going for chins. What do you feel about that?
This is a decent item.
Chins before Jotuns on Buster?
I don't particularly like it, but it's not a bad item on her.
Nice. I agree. I don't think it's a bad item.
Your right tower is under attack.
So now we're back in, and it looks like you're going straight for speed. Probably pick up the XP buff from the the XP cap out of the way. Cool.
The XP buff. Best buff.
Best buff.
Your middle tower is under attack.
So what we really noticed from Zero Play so far that he could work on,
Your right tower is under attack.
like trying to it's mainly about trying to give him feedback of what they could work on to get a little bit better.
Yeah, I think most of this aim your pounces, make sure you know when to use your cats. Look more for ganks, because you spend a lot of time with your cats up without ganking, and in this particular game you have so many places you can just kill people.
Yeah, I mean if you look at the map right now, Hell's overextended again right now. Obviously dual lane's kind of difficult, although if dual lane gets low on this side, like I don't know if you can see this right now, but if dual lane gets low, then you could pounce over the wall and drop cats and just get 3 kills that way as well.
The thing with Bastard is she has the best tower dive in the game, because if her cat hits before her under the tower, she cannot pull aggro. The cats, yeah, so that means no matter what you do, the cats are tanky as shit, so they're not gonna die fast. So you're not gonna take any damage from the tower at all. So you're basically golden. Use the cats, make them hit once before going into the tower and hitting, and then go for it. And they can't escape because they're Ao Kuang and Hell. Just sleep in, use your cats, let them hit once, and kill them. Doesn't matter if they're on the tower.
And you ran for mid camps again. I love the fact that you get in every single mid camp. Like you're there for them all the time, which is good. You're a bit delayed on that.
Yeah,
one,
you haven't gotten a single goal for or tower, but you still both get hit.
Yeah, that's pretty good overall. I actually agree with you. I mean, the thing is right now, like, when you're playing this sort of jungler, guys, you want to make sure you're trying to use your ultimate as often as possible. So especially someone as strong as Bastet's cats, like, just having them open not being used is kind of a waste, really. You want to be trying to put the pressure on with them all the time. And then, when your cats are on cooldown, looking for the farm to continue farming as much as possible, because there's not a lot you can do when your cats are on cooldown. Other than that, Zero, he's not done too bad this game, really. Maybe just, you know, the odd pounce that could have been different, but...
And yeah, that's mechanical.
That's mechanics. Well, general playstyle, you're just a little bit too passive and not as aggressive on the ganking. That's the biggest thing you can see from this.
Hmm?
I like the attempt to see if the red buff's up at the time. Now you're looking for Hell, but Hell's got a ward there, so... You don't know that, but hey. He's still going to go for it, though, by the looks of it. I think the thing from the jungle playstyle, guys, what you generally see is, like, around the 10 to 15 minute mark is where you stop doing the sort of the phase of the early game, and then jungle is sort of like a protector sort of thing. He goes around, looks for kills, but also looking for farm as well. A lot like what you do in a lot of the other lanes if you get a tower early, because obviously you start doing more rotations as a team. You can see Scylla rotating around and just pushing about, because that's pretty much all you can do.
Your middle tower is under attack.
And obviously keep the jungle on cooldown.
The thing about jumping to buffs, if you jump in and you're on it, you can hog, get the buff, and get out. So you could get caught out, but it's not likely.
I mean, Powers, what you're saying there about the jumping in for the stealing the buff, think about, I mean, with some junglers, maybe like Humbats, yeah, it's not viable to jump in and risk, you know, dying, because if, you know, you get killed or they rotate back in. But on Bastet, because her pounce goes backwards to her original position, then you've got that opportunity to do it quite safely, knowing you're going to be in a safer position. I mean, Bastet's probably the exception to the rule, because that pounce is probably one of the most ridiculous skills in the game for a jungler to have, to be able to reset back to her original position. That's why I was so surprised that they used to have immunity on it as well. Like, you know, you could just pounce back at any time. Oh, nah, I'm good. I'm good, thanks. I'll just pounce back now, because...
See ya. I'm out. Yeah.
Oh,
even worse was the CC immunity. That was the worst.
That's what I meant. Yeah, he's like, what's this? I'm rooted. Oh, the CC immunity that they put on afterwards. Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, that was the worst.
It was like 3 beads.
Yeah.
3 beads.
Like, the 4 seconds was bad, but the CC immunity was the worst.
Yeah.
They were like, "Oh, we're nerfing because it's less time now." But but now it's actually
but it does
CC
more.
immunity.
Yeah, exactly. Now they'd force them out of the fight, but now what it did was, like I said, I think all they need to do was just drop the CC immunity and everything like they have done, and I think she's okay now.
I think she's fine.
I think she's in a good spot. I just don't think she's picked up as much as she probably could be. I mean, we still see her in competitive play now and again.
The thing with the way I play, at least in the current meta, is that there is no sort of viability. Everyone is pretty much viable. I've been thinking of doing pocket jungle.
Yeah, I think that's the best thing about the game, is that how viable pretty much everyone is, really, other than Arachne. But yeah.
Well, I am glad Arachne is not viable. I hate the god. Arachne can go.
Well, I wasn't around for the Arachne days, but I've heard so many stories of people saying, "Fuck Arachne, I'm so glad she's shit. Don't fix her." It's like, okay, I guess, you know, she's probably. There's normally one of these in every MOBA though that is too strong. You know, that's like either if you buff her, they'll be OP, and if they don't buff her,
the thing with Arachne, is either she's having a great time or you're having a great time. There's never a thing between. The only one who benefits from Arachne being ahead is Arachne. It's the only one who has fun when Arachne's in the game is Arachne.
It is kind of fun to play Arachne though, honestly. Apart from you get killed a lot. Right, it's not fun. Ooh, that one hurt.
Oh, get fucking deleted.
I think we're getting to that stage of the game now where the towers are starting to go down. It's starting to turn into a mishmash of rotations and stuff. So we'll skip onto the next replay. But from what we saw, your rotations are pretty good. You needed to focus a little bit more on jungling. Sorry, ganking. But at the same time, try and, you know, work on your mechanics a little bit on Bastet. I think that was the few issues we saw, really. Do you want to do one more, Zindurn? Have you got time?
I do.
Cool. Do you want to do Bakasora? Should we do Bakasora, or do you rather do Mercury?
I'm down Bakasora. I'm fine with anything.
Let's do Bakasora.
Baka. It's like Pac-Man.
Just eat minions. And then ult. Copy. I'll send it you now. Slash replay. If you want you to send your replays in, guys, you can do it through Twitch, obviously. Sorry, not through Twitch, through this link here. There is a link in chat now for you. There you go. If I can type. Oh my goodness, Anal. There we go. Send your replays there, guys. I will get them all and I'll go through as many as we can. As often as we can. I'm going to do this a couple of days a week, definitely. Sometimes with some of the guys who are in the competitive scene, like Zindurn, or it'll just be me solo going over things and what you could look to do to improve on. But when we got the pros era stuff like that, we'll try and ask them questions as well as time goes on. Just see if you've got any questions, you can go ahead and ask them all the time. I will try and get different people on if they're willing to come on. I'm not gonna like constantly try and berate people and go, "Yo, come on and answer questions." You know, if they want to come in, it's cool.
Have you seen the name of the bats?
Saucy Minge. See,
how did that go through?
I don't know how half these go through, honestly. I don't know how half of these go through. So
man, I can't wait for my support and ADC to rename.
Who we're following? We're following Bakasora. Bakasora, let's go. Go find him. Where's he gone? There we go. Number 4. Sweet. We're in game and we're underway.
They're planning to rename something like Aladdin and Jasmine, or Biggie and Smalls, or Ornstein and Smoke.
Biggie and Smalls.
Pikachu and Snorlax.
So he's gone back here, he's gone Bumbers. Same start that we're seeing every time, which is good, especially for newer junglers. We want to see that all the time. So is the enemy jungler though.
Saucy Minge.
Saucy Minge is maxing the hog right now. Hog 2.
Oh, he's maxing the hand of the gods, alright.
See, this is what we were talking about earlier. I'm just going to pause for a second. You know what I said about the Hombats earlier on, guys? And the fact that he was just stood in front of his buff, waiting for it to spawn. Cover Tactician actually walks around the side here and is like, actually, no one's covering this angle. Maybe I should just stand here to make sure I can see a possibility of invades coming out from the other team, especially because we don't have a ward down. So just think about your position at the start of games, just because you give yourself an opportunity to escape if things go really bad and not get trapped in the pit of your buff, which always happens. Happens to me too much too. But the good news is meditation on Chunga.
Hooray.
Hooray.
Don't ever buy meditation. I don't care what DM tells you.
There you go. What happened there?
And now, oh no, he's waiting.
Oh, he's waiting for the experience.
He's waiting for solo.
Okay.
What the hell is Chunga doing? Basically, the way you want to go is the high way, so you can get the
yeah, I'll just pause for a second, just so I can show it on the screen. What you do, guys, is you go around this way as normal, and you just hug the wall as you go, and you will absorb the experience from it as well.
That was really not Baka's fault. That was Chunga being a dingus.
A silly person. A silly
dingus.
Person. But yeah, cover doing that is just a thing to help out your solo laner more than anything, actually give you both a bit of a lead too. Because like we said earlier, sharing experience in the jungle is good because you technically get a little bit more out of it. So he's helped him out with the blue, going to get to lane, and now you're back as Sora here, so you've not got the exact safest of wave clears. Or the most effective.
What I like to do is I get a 2 first, and I put a point on my 1, and then I go into my free and max it. And we see from bats.
Right, what you do? Because literally, I'm just going to pause again. Because cover Taxation actually saw him go into his own jungle. What do you do?
You follow him and call for mid camps to mid laner to follow as well and kill from bats.
Well, for the moment, you're staying in lane, so we'll see what he goes from this. Will you go and invade him instead? I'm not sure.
Yeah, you could invade him. That's really easy.
You're hanging in lane. I mean, you saw him go, so I'm guessing cover's like, oh, I'll just soak experience for here. He's actually going to go for your other camps as well now.
He's on level 2 though. He loses a lot of XP from doing it, even if it's successful.
Well, if he gets the speed though.
Yeah. The thing is, what Baka should have been doing is invade as well.
Yep. Well, this is the 130 camp. This is the 130 wave, which we always keep suggesting to move on and go to your jungle now. So to see if he goes away, he does. But you're gonna go to.
But he has no jungle left.
You have no jungle. And now I'm interested to see what would you do in this situation now? Should you be invading now, knowing? Like I know you know at the start.
Sleep softly. No, I would have invaded earlier or rotated earlier.
Imagine you didn't see him. You know he left lane. Well, and you
then
go
I
to your
would.
jungle.
Then I would expect him if he's not in lane. He's either ganking middle and or he's taking my camps. There's those two.
You expect it.
Yeah.
So now that you found all your buffs are down, you have a sad face on, and your little Easter
I'm
egg
crying myself to
basket.
sleep. It's just
You're gonna go do Golf Fury instead. Sounds like a plan.
Maybe.
Okay, so he's got to
Like,
go
the
for
thing
a
you
very late
can
invade.
do is jump over Hawk and just eat the minion.
Yeah, well, he's gonna go for a late invader. The problem is he walked over a ward, which he doesn't know himself,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
and
but
also he's being... does he not know it?
close to it. Well, he's seeing him now.
Yeah, a bit late.
Trading. We're gonna because he got slowed by the threshold as well. And good juke at the portal. He's wasting time here, waiting for help. I think, waiting for his leap to come.
Oh,
He's not
dear
got a
me.
leap yet.
Has he? He should have. Oh, he heals with that.
He's not got a leap. Okay. Take leap. Take
He
your one.
should have had the lead. He's level is free. He's doing it wrong.
Yeah, or always take your one at the start. Get one in each first of all, and that's one of the reasons why you're denied in this game. So, at the start, of this, I like the idea to try and invade again, which we said it's a good decision. But now you're gonna be late to mid camps because of that. Not having your one is, I mean, I wouldn't. Would you invade? Let's put it this way: if you're gonna take the two, sorry, if you're gonna take your three, for more damage and for more clear or whatever, fine. But don't go try and invade if you've not got an escape.
Yeah, you should definitely put 1 point in each.
Yeah.
There's no downs. Like you need your 2 for your ult. So the sooner you get your 2 and the sooner you start building, the better.
But because you tried to invade without any escape whatsoever, that was just a terrible situation to be in overall.
And if you
honestly.
had your escape, then you should have escaped.
And now you're trying to soak up mid experience. You're only level 4. Mid camps are going to go down. It looks like you're going to lose this one because Humbat should be 5 by now. Pretty sure he is. No, he's not. He's only level 4. Okay. How is he only level 4? I don't know, but hey. I guess that's because he missed all that early experience in the lane overall, even though he got your back camps. It just there's a prime example, guys. Like Humbats has picked himself up an assist, managed to clear out his own jungle, but and most of your jungling still isn't level 5 because he didn't absorb that experience at the start. So look at how invades work out. It didn't really technically work out for him that well. It might have put the other jungler behind, but yourself, you're still technically behind as well. So now we're 5.
Baka even doing 5 first.
Wow, it's a really big example of what counter jungling does and how technically ineffective it can be if you don't absorb experience earlier on.
Or he could have just leased a few mid waves after going for the invade. That's what I would have done.
With Bakatoa jungles, is it going to be a lot like Bastet? Are you going to be looking every time you also go for a gank?
Yeah, basically. Try to gank when your ult's up. In this game, I'll actually go for it on. I go for it on. What's his face? Yanis, because he can't. If he's crippled, he can't go for bottles.
Ooh, I'd not thought about that one. I not even considered that. Really.
So you jump in, you start freeing him, you wait for him to ult, and when he does, you put the cripple on him where he's trying to portal, so he can't actually portal away.
Yeah. No, that was a good pickup overall onto him. Now, if
What
you
the
can
hell
get
was that portal?
I'm not sure, but it's
I'm
gonna hurt him.
confused.
Now he's in trouble because the threshold might help. Good leap over the threshold actually, because that's not going to slow you now. Don't think you're going to be able to chase anymore, but good aggression, you're going to force him back. And that's really caught you up overall. I think the rotation there to that team fight late, I know you were behind, but the rotation paid off for you because you picked up a kill and released some pressure, so. And now it's about where you want to go. Your red buff's up right now, so you should probably be doing that, and instead you're trying to, maybe you're looking for a kill here with the help of Athena, I'm not sure.
He's getting free experience, that's not a problem. And he was going to get the red buff anyway.
Alright, back to red buff.
Baka knows that his speed buff is going to spawn soon because he killed early.
Yep.
So he can just give. It doesn't really matter if he takes a little bit of extra XP in the middle, so he can actually just give it to Hebo.
Yeah, clear up. Well, he's going to leave it for the red buff for Hebo, that's good. Now he's going to go to...
Also, if you want to clear fast, leave on the camp because it reduces their physical protection.
Would you have gone to the back camp there or the blue buff first?
Back camp. It
the
depends.
blue?
I thought I would have gotten the blue buff first, then the red.
The red, by the way, to let Hebo know. That's a solo queue thing that people don't realise sometimes. I ping it to
I
remind
hate
them.
people who don't realize.
I know. I do it all the I sometimes don't realise myself when I'm doing it, so. But I like the pings, I like the team play. You're missing mid camps again.
You should leave a lot more on the camps. I mean, I know it's using your leave, but your leave has a 12-second cooldown, so it's not that big of a hazard. And it does, first of all, it does 100 damage to rank 1. And it reduces their physical protection by 15. It increases your clear so much.
So use your one on the camps, guys. Well, not all the time, especially if he's, possibly under threat, but it will help you out. But left camp's going to go down. You missed those, but you're here for the right ones. You know there's a big rotation left right now because you see more coming through, I'm sure. Let's see what you choose to do here.
Your left tower is under attack.
You have your ulti online, so I'm guessing you're going to go for an opportunity. If you can find this Janus, this will be good. Like Zindurn was saying earlier, with him not being able to go through his portals, if he's crippled, this could be painful, but not going to find it.
I don't think he's gonna find anything here.
I'm glad you rotated over anyway, just to help defend the tower, just in case, you know, the teammates don't get here in time, which is good. Soak up play experience, obviously.
Your left tower is under attack.
Considering the start, like, the fact you got counter jungle at the start, look at the level difference between you and Humbat. She's still a level ahead.
And you're actually ahead in gold.
Yeah,
Which is
you're heading gold as
surprising.
well, which is quite shocking. So you got 1700 gold in the bank, what are we buying? We've got Fatalis online before boots.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Fatalis is so potent in Baka.
Yeah. Because Baka basically wants Fatalis just for the chase ability, as well as the chase ability more than anything else. Just continue to be able to apply his auto attacks, and on top of that,
Oh,
when
there
he
we
just...
go.
Oh, he did the leap. He was
Gotta
listening
go
to
back.